5, buddy.
Classic.
Welcome, everybody, to the Arcade Hangout. We just finished talking about the debate, so we're not going to talk politics on the show because we don't do that anymore. So, welcome. We're going to talk about fun things.
Maybe.
Fun, exciting things like The Boys 2, which is such a fucking awesome show. Holy crap, if you're not watching that show, what's wrong with you?
I gotta get caught up. I've only seen the first 3 episodes of the show.
God, I just watched the newest one.
I'm the same place Gino is. I'm
really?
on
It just
3.
gets better and better and gorier and gorier. And you can see the budget is like twice the amount because like every episode has good gore in it somewhere.
That's Amazon's baby.
Yeah. So supposedly I watched this segment on, even for Prime, they wouldn't allow all the stuff they wanted to do. Apparently they filmed some stuff that Prime was like, because I guess you got to play it for them first, the executives of Amazon Prime, before they go, they green light the episode. So apparently there's a actual shot scene where Highlander flies up to the top of the Chrysler building, pulls down his pants and starts beating off, and he squirts like mega jizz all over the city. So I watched the making of The Boys. There's like a few episodes out there on YouTube, and they talk about the kind of stuff like that. They show behind the scenes. They show how they set up shots and how they do the effects. And that was something they talked about. I can't believe they even talked about. That's what's so great about uncensored stuff on like the internet or YouTube. Like, I'm still glad it's still there sometimes, where I can watch even a making show of a show that's, it is an R-rated show, but they don't censor the making of show either, and they talk about stuff like that. That's kind of cool. But yeah, they even Amazon Prime was like, that's a little too far, too gross. So, but yeah, I love that show. I can't wait till you guys are caught up. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be this season.
Last
season was it's 8. It's 8, I believe. Yeah.
It's 8 again.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
And we're
so we have
already
2
through
episodes
6
left. Yeah. Are you caught up, Jim?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you and I are.
Yeah, I turned that shit on Thursday night, like waiting for it. I'm like,
Wait before midnight. Yeah.
So Andrew and Gino are only up to episode 3.
Yeah, season 2, episode
chop
3.
chop.
Get on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Even
get
when
caught up
Carrie
on
was
Cobra
here, we
Kai,
were watching.
so-
Well,
That's a family
two
thing,
good
so
shows.
It's still going.
Yeah, it's absolutely my favorite show on TV. Oh, and I want to watch the new Fargo with Chris Rock. That just started.
That. Yeah.
So you started watching that? Are you all caught up
No,
on
no,
Fargo?
No, I'm only in season 2 of Fargo. I've got a long way to go to Fargo.
Season 2. What happens in season 2?
That's the 70s.
Is that the one with? I don't want to say it. Is that who's in it? Famous. Just name somebody. Ian McGregor in it?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Is Elizabeth Weinstead in it?
I'll have to look it up.
That might be season 3 I'm thinking of then. Okay. I get them mixed up, so I need to know who's in it to know which episode you're on. But anyway, the new season of Fargo is hitting soon. If you're not watching Fargo, that's another good show. Another really violent show too. The very first episode had Billy Bob Thornton and Bill, not Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo Baggins.
I was gonna say Bilbo Baggins. He was played the Hobbit. That actor who played the Hobbit, and he's been in a bunch of things.
Oh yeah, it's a Ted Danzig, Kristen Dunst.
Oh, that's right, and the Butcher dude. The guy who's married to Kristen Dunst. The husband.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to look it up. I don't remember, and I just started season 2.
Okay, that's good. They're all good. They're good. But anyway, yeah. So we're watching some fun media out there. Anybody have any arcade news? Because I got a couple of things I could go over.
I could do some quick punch out updates, I guess. Although I have the next V-Block coming. So, my powder coated. I might have. I talked about this last week, but the biggest update.
Sorry.
So what?
I watched your show. I watched your video.
He's a John Jacobson. So what'd you do this week? All right, I'll be right back.
So so what? You worked on that punch out, Jim? Huh?
yeah. All right, I'll see you later. Yeah. No, it's So I was looking for. No, it's fine. Go ahead. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I've been trying to troubleshoot my monitors because with the geometry issues that have been bugging my OCD, and I poked on the Minnesota Facebook group about is there anyone local that could look at my stuff, and Brian Armitage, who's the owner of Paradise Arcade, and Paradise Arcade Shop is literally 15 minutes from here, and he's like, actually you could have our techs look at it because we're opening up their service, because normally they just fix up stuff for like barcades and things that they run their machines at. They have routes and things like that. So I'm like, oh sweet. He's like, yeah, just give them a call, and then I'm sure they'd take a look at it. So sure enough, I get on the phone with one of their techs, and he's like, yeah, bring your monitors, because I explained everything to him. I spent a long time explaining I'm like, here's my like I'll even send you the CLOV thread. And so they looked at it, and I'm like, yeah, so here's the issues, and I just can't figure this shit out, and here's what I did. And so I was on the phone for a while, and the dude's like, yeah, just bring both monitors out, bring your PCB out, and if you can, bring your power supply and the power brick. And I'm like, yeah, actually that's no problem. That's what I'd prefer, because what you see on the TPG doesn't always translate to what you see from a game board. They are different. They're different power sources, different video signals, and that's been my experience. He's like, yeah, absolutely. So, and then he asked me, he's like, could you bring could you just bring the whole game out? And I'm like, actually no, I can't, because I'm in an apartment, I'm restoring this game, and obviously it's got 2 monitors stuff. It's a hassle. He's like, okay, no problem, but bring everything else. I'm like, all right, cool. So on Monday I show up because that's when both this guy and their main monitor tech was there, and so and he's the super guru. So I bring both monitors. I'm all excited. I haul all the stuff in, and I forget. I know we're live, but I don't think this is no poo on Paradise Arcade. But basically, what happens is I put all the stuff on a cart. They haul it into their shop. They had a Pat 9000. They have everything. And what do? They plug a TPG into both my monitors, and they right away see the issue, and they're like, oh, is this Boeing? That's what you're talking about. And I'm like, yeah, that's that. The other guy looks at it, and they look at it for about 5 seconds. They're like, yeah, I don't think it's going to get any better than that. If this is one of ours, I would say it's just fine. Like it looks great. That's all I did. So I brought my PCB, my power supply, everything, and they plug a TPG in and basically just confirm that I've got an issue, but they don't think it's going to get any better. So I left pretty damn ticked off. So I sent out both chassis yesterday, or actually today, to Buffett. So because he's like the same.
Did you recap it already, or?
I recapped it. I replaced the filter cap too, and the B plus pot, and it's still, you can see it on TPG, you can see it on a game, and I even plugged in. I mean, it's a detailed thread on CLOV, so I'm not going to go over everything I did, but I went as far as plugging my red tent into the monitor, and there was still geometry issues, albeit they were different geometry issues than what I was getting from Punch Out, but they was still, and that's on there. I tried plugging using the isolation transformer in the red tent with that, and that didn't make any difference. So I know it's not the isolation transformer. The only thing I haven't tried, because I just don't have another Nintendo power supply or the right Molexes for this, is to try a different power supply. But I'm getting on the board, I'm getting 5.1 volts, and with the TPG, obviously that's got its own power supply. So it really screams a monitor issue to me, but that's the only thing I haven't been able to try yet.
So Jim, let me ask you this. So On the monitors, is it one monitor or both punch-out monitors doing the same
Both
thing?
monitors have geometry issues. The one
They're different.
is slightly different than the other. But they're identical. They're similar. They're very similar. One is more extreme than the other. On one of them, on one of the horizontal sides, I'm getting bowing, and then also on one of the vertical sides a little bit. And on the other monitor, it's mostly just on one horizontal side. So, and this issue was there before I even capped it, and because usually caps fix geometry issues.
Right.
And so that didn't do it. So that issue was there before and after. So all I can figure is some part, and if you look at the screen burn, you can actually see that geometry burn is there. So at some point, I'm guessing a part on both these chassis, because they've both been in the game the same amount of time, some part, whether it's a resistor or a transformer or something, has drifted out of spec a long time ago, and it's not caps. And so I'm like, well, if anyone's going to figure it out, it's got to be Buffett, because he's the Sanyo. He swears by Sanyos. And every Sanyo I've had, my Red 10, I've got a Sanyo in my Red 10. We got one in my DK Junior. They all, by nature, generally have a nice square picture. It's not like a K4600 or something where they have inherent geometry issues.
Yeah, that's Buffett's favorite monitor, and he says that is the best monitor to have. And
so I'm like, the way I figure it, I'm saying I sent him both of these. He's going to go over them, and whatever I get back is going to be as good as it can get, and then I can work with that. But right now, he gave me some ideas that make things questionable. Like for instance, he was questioning the B plus section on both chassis, because I had the original B plus pod in there, and they're both dialed into 108 like they should. And I could get a range from about 96 volts to like 114 ish. And Buffett said that's pretty good. He says that they're typically he can get like in the high 80s to like about 130. And then but after I replaced the pot, which is the right value, it's a 5K pot, I replaced that and the filter cap, that range shrunk. It actually is only adjustable to from 103 to 114 now on both of them. So something's I don't know. Something's peculiar. And I talked to my buddy Chris Rhodes, and he was wondering, he was talking about like how sometimes in the horizontal circuit with the transformer can sometimes wear out over time, and that can cause some weird stuff. But he hasn't his rig. I would have taken my shit to Chris right away, but his Nintendo rig is down right now, so he wasn't able to look over stuff. But but it's been bothering me like crazy. In fact, right before I mailed them off, I had powered everything on, and I was kind of looking at things and looking at my I made some brand new cardboard bezels, which will be in my next update. They turned out really good, but I was looking at the picture, looking at it, being like, well, all right, if this is as good as it could get right now, I could probably live with it. I could kind of make things work. I could adjust the picture a little bit so that the borders of my bezel kind of, it's annoying as all hell, because I don't have one monitor that are like these where that's significant. But if I have to, I'll make it work, because I really don't want to throw another. I have other monitors, but I'm like, what a pain in the ass. I'd have to tap into 120. I can't use the same Nintendo, and Sanyos with the Nintendo stuff, they just look great. And so I don't really want to waste any other monitors, especially since these have punch out burn on them that you don't see when the game's running, but I would with any other game. So it's like, it's just bothering me. And this is the one fucker that's hanging me up from finishing this restoration.
Well, let me ask you this: in your testing of it, did you swap the chassis between the two tubes to see if the problem moved?
No, I didn't. No, I just kept them mated with the. But I mean, he'll poke around with them. Yeah. But no, I didn't do that, because I thought about it, but I was like, I don't know if that's really gonna change anything. Both tubes I hooked up to my rejuvenator, so I know it's not a tube thing.
Right.
So
original flybacks, or you change those too?
Yeah, original flybacks. Sanyos, you don't want to change them if they're working. So
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a head scratcher. So now Buffett can do his magic.
Yeah.
I'll throw him some money. Yeah. But
Definitely
yeah, so
feels
that's where
DLC.
I'm at. And
Yeah.
I got message from Kendra today that my bezel or my marquee shipped. Supposed to be here Friday. So I'm excited about that. I can replace that. I have things I can do. I did order a cap kit for my power supply because I cracked that thing open when I was testing voltage, and the filter cap. I don't think that thing's ever been capped before, but the
It's all
big filter
bulgy.
cap on that power supply, oh, it was just bulging out the top. And although the it's adjustable completely. In fact, there's a fair amount of drop in voltage between the power supply, the wiring, and the PCB, because it was at like 5.25, and on the board I was getting 5.1. But I found that if I dropped it to right at like 5 volts on the board, I was actually getting you could see in the picture it was just a little unstable. And so I actually cranked it up to it's 5.3 coming out of the power supply.
Wow.
But the picture looks really stable and great. But I was like, this thing, so I ordered a cap kit for that too. So I'm going to cap that power supply. It's just preventative maintenance. And then I ordered a few Molexes so that if I want to try another power supply, I can wire up a switcher.
Gotcha.
I'll just have to crimp up some connectors. Yeah. So I have things that I can entertain myself with until those chassis come back. Although chances are they'll come back sometime when I'm in California with visiting Carrie. So because I'll be there most of October. So all this stuff is like just kind of waiting, but yeah.
Yeah, everything will come when you're gone.
That's what happened last time too.
Yep. Yeah.
So do you have to make a whole new rig for taping, or not taping? I should say taping, for recording video, doing the video recording of when you go for the world record, you tap it into the back of the monitor. Now you got 2 monitors.
Yeah.
So how are you going to handle that?
That'll be the last thing I do. I keep forgetting about it. I don't want to think about it because it's a pain in the ass. Because I know what I have to do. I basically have to do the same thing I did with the Red Tent. You need 2 inverters, which I have.
Yeah.
But and I have, the funny thing is, it's like any of these other games that I'm sure you guys have experienced this, where you get really familiar with the game when you're working on it because you've had to remove that chassis, or you've had to remove that board, you've had to work on wiring constantly, during your restoration. But then, the game's working fine for a few years, and then you go and you revisit, and you're like, I got to remember this shit all over again. It's the same way with that stuff. I'm kind of grueling it because I'm like, when I was doing that project 2 years ago, working on the streaming stuff, I was super familiar with the crimping, the wiring, like exactly how everything worked. Now I have to like go back and look at things and remember, okay, how did I have this wired? Okay, so I had it going into this inverter, then coming out here. Okay, like it'll be a pain. Yeah, but I'm just going to do the lower monitor for Punch Out. I'm not going to do both because I'd need a second rig. And fuck that. That's like a $700 rig. So yeah. So I'm just going to do the bottom monitor. I'll point a camera at the upper monitor. So
make it simple. Yeah.
Yep. So that's where I'm at. Done.
That's
so
progress,
what's going on
though.
with your Punch Out, Jim?
Nice. Nicely done.
Fuck you, Johnny.
Remember, it just goes silent, and you can just hear the anger.
I know.
Fed's just fuming right on the. You could hear the steam coming off his head. Like, fuck you, man! I just went into it.
That's when Joe would start
Don't
laughing.
fucking care. Fuck you. Then he just leave.
I gotta go.
Sorry, I was peeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's almost that's the only thing that really that's holding back. Everything else, the control panel's all ready. I'm excited. It's
nice.
He'll look good in a row.
Our IRC is lighting up talking about grinkers. I think we should talk about it a little bit. Maybe when Steve has had some healing, maybe we can get him on the show and we can sort of do a kind of a retrospect, talk about what had happened and where what happened afterwards, and maybe talk about all the good times and past events leading up to all the different Grink Fest events that we had over there, because we had such great memories and great times. And in fact, everybody that I'm sitting here except for Gino I met through Grinkers. I met Gino, I think, through a mutual friend and
Right.
stuff. But everybody sitting here, Gak, Carrie, Jim, Andrew, especially. Andrew was my probably first friend I met through Grinkers. And I'm fighting the tears, you guys. Really, I'm really broken up about it. I'm going to cry if I keep talking about it. But I am really sad that Steve had to sell his games, and I think we should definitely at least address it today because everybody's talking about it. Might as well. I mean, Steve has posted on Clav, but some people that are here in IRC, as I see, haven't read it yet. Andrew, do you want to
without
talk about it a
Grinkers,
little bit?
I wouldn't have my first legitimate Shart story that from
Everybody has a
someone
Shart
I
story.
know.
Yeah. Andrew's better at details than I am. You want to just kind of run through it a little bit?
Details of what happened, or
Yeah, just like what Steve said.
yeah, I mean, basically in summary, he had issues with his landlord, demanding rent for through the time that the Grinkers was closed, and they ended up going to court over it, and the judge ruled in the landlord's favor. Steve went out of his way. He was trying to work with the landlord. When he found out that the landlord was actually trying to sell the property, he offered to buy it, which I think would have probably something I think a lot of people actually assumed that Steve owned the whole building.
Right.
He
Yeah.
almost did. Yeah.
Yeah, he was working on it, right?
Yeah.
But
Taking
no, it was
over business by business. Every time we'd go there, another wall was knocked out.
Knocked
And the
out.
next
Here goes that
business
coffee
after it.
shop or that shoe
I think he
store.
took
or-
over 2 or 3 businesses. Yeah.
Yeah, it changed a lot since the first time I went there.
bathroom expansion, that was huge.
Bathroom expansion.
Oh my God, that was tremendous.
It did still smell the same though.
Oh yeah, but it was just spread out a little bit more surface area.
Actually, it did smell better. I think usually on Wednesday. We should have really
Yeah.
by Sunday.
It's
By the
Wednesday.
end of the
yeah.
weekend, it didn't
Yeah.
smell like
Yeah.
roses.
You get 100 dudes in there going in and out constantly.
Yeah.
I think if you pick a rose
Drunk,
and
just
then
sort
you
of-
don't put it in a vase. You know, it's just-
Even from Buffalo, shit in his pants doesn't help either.
that has its
And
own
then-
fragrance.
And then wadding up his underwear and throwing it in the trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
smelling up
Just
the
sit
room with
there.
poopy underoos.
I think it would be great maybe if we want to do like a segment, see if we can get everyone from our group who's ever been to Grinkers and bring everyone together and really talk about some of maybe some of our favorite past memories. I know we've talked a lot about them on the shows, but like it'd be great if we can get like Crafty back in here, maybe maybe
Wyo.
yeah,
Jeff C.
Mhm.
Jeff
Even
C would be a
Steve,
good
I
one.
think would be cool to get him on if you could.
yeah, when he's ready, yeah, like you said.
when he's healed. I know he's probably hurting really bad inside, and I mean that was kind of his baby. I mean it was born from Clav, even
We were hanging out on Zoom last night, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I
you
had
were?
no clue. I had no clue. I think I even asked him. I was like,
You
"How's
think
it
that's why
going?"
he wanted to play?
Well,
So I
yeah,
got
the court date was
Oh,
today
yes.
because he had talked about the court was on Tuesday. So it was, he didn't know yesterday, but he just knew he was going to
Yeah,
court.
good point.
So
Yeah.
and he was obviously very, he had his contingency plan
Yeah,
all set up in case he lost.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's super sad. I mean,
Super sad.
we made it 7 years worth of Grinkfests there, and he wasn't open for much longer than that.
Yeah.
Right.
Before, because it was pretty much kind of like the grand opening was like right before the guys did the first.
First one, yeah.
Yeah, it was like kind of the thing.
I think he had the building and in process for probably 6 or 8 months before the first Green Fest, but yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know a whole lot about like what the story is, and I haven't had a chance to read through the Cloud thread, which I think actually has more than Discord did. But about like what what the Allen One thing is or what the plan is? Did anyone else get the
And is
details?
I'm
Allen
not
One?
100%
There's
sure.
not much.
That's a private arcade of his, right?
Yeah.
So from my understanding, okay, so those guys were at CAX last year, and I chatted with him a little bit. So my understanding is they have a private collection that the 3 guys share games, and then he has a public arcade also. And you guys may have seen pictures of it online. It's not a huge place, but like it's really cool. The floor is all like tiled, but made to look like a Pac-Man screen kind of. So it's black and has the dots and the paths and all that. But it's not a bar arcade. It's just kind of traditional old school arcade. But yeah, who knows? Maybe he's thinking of expanding. I don't know.
Yeah.
Expanding by 250 to 300 games.
Yeah, that's one of the
Yeah,
things.
he got a
I'm curious
huge
too, 'cause
collection
Little
there.
expansion.
Plus
I
whatever
know
Steve had in
at
storage.
least the last time I saw, he had way more games than
Yeah.
what was in the arcade.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Probably double
triples.
what was in the arcade, if not
Did
more.
Steve sell his entire collection, including that? Do you know?
Who knows?
Yeah,
Only
we need to
Steve
see.
knows,
We need to talk to him.
him.
Shit, where am I gonna get my Cheyenne world record now?
Utah.
Maybe
I guess.
our one event will be Fun Spot. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. It just doesn't sound
Yeah.
as fun having to not be able to drink and play games, and it's just a whole different vibe over there. As you guys tell me. So
We'll flood out
Yeah.
that
It's very
the
different.
bar downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not.
I mean, it's like, I think we've said it before, but it's almost like Fun Spot's more like about the beach and hanging out there than it is about hanging out at Fun
Yeah.
Spot.
Yeah. They need to line up all the games on the beach.
And there's
Just a
yeah,
row of games.
yeah,
and
we'll
there's this-
everybody bring a game.
And put them in their cottages.
Yeah, in the cottages.
Games right on the beach on the dirt.
Yeah.
Waves
Set up
crashing
crooked.
against them.
Zoltar.
Just bring your crappy games you don't care about. They're already waterlogged.
Zaxxons and
Bring your Zaxxons and your what else? What's shitty out there?
Well, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe
The original
Allen One will do
Pac-Man.
some- Maybe Allen One will do something with what all the games they acquired. I mean, they've been to California Extreme. They've been to Grinkers before. They know the Grinkers model works. It just COVID killed this whole thing.
Yeah.
Did we just have to wait till that's over with, which will probably be a year or so.
Yeah.
So
And
we'll have to
Steve's-
revisit it.
Steve's post does make it sound like, the plans are that he will be opening up he's like, oh, we'll all be visiting the collection again kind of thing. So
Mhm.
it sounds like the plan, but it won't be Grinkers. I mean, bottom line, it's first of all, it's Utah. So there's
Ugh.
that.
I've seen Salt Lake,
I mean,
Salt Lake City
I don't-
Punk. It's not fun over there.
Idaho
Well,
is
they have a
pretty
big
much Utah light, but
hub there for
it is different than
airports, right?
actual Utah.
Salt Lake City's pretty big airport, yeah.
Well, they check your religion before you land.
Right.
What are the drinking rules in Utah?
They've loosened up at least a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
at the end of the day, though, nowhere else is going to be like Grinkers.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
I don't, Jim brought up like the trip here to Denver, the 1-Up, and it's like, well, it's great because it's an arcade, but it's also open to the public and gets fucking crowded in there
yeah.
with
It
just people you
does.
don't
It
know,
did.
so,
We
mhm.
got there. I think we started during the day, like when they opened, like around 11 or something like that,
Yeah.
and then by 5 it was packed.
Yeah.
That was a weekend though, right?
It was weekend, yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
we can do like a weekday thing or something. I don't know, like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday thing or something. I don't
Make
know.
a deal with the
We'll have to talk
owner.
offline
Yeah.
and see what we should do. I mean,
mean,
this
shit,
is like
they
a
just
year
opened
from
up.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's places throughout the country too, but yeah,
No,
none of
there
them are gonna
isn't.
be right. I'm like, because that place or whatever it was not. Yeah, that was pretty cramped. It doesn't have a great collection. I mean, it's a fine collection,
Yeah.
but it isn't like, oh my gosh, here are all these collector pieces.
It's common.
Now they know how to
stuff that
make
people wanna play.
pancake shots.
Yeah, exactly. They
Yeah.
got that going for them, which is not.
We had that there.
I got butt rammed against the pinball machine. That was nice.
Oh, that was me. And
And
That was a-
Dak.
That was a triple, yeah.
Yeah.
Triple slam. Come to my Mock the Magic Man on YouTube if you want to watch that video. If you want to see the 1-Up event we did. Here, I'll post a link. That was pretty fun. I should put it in
Denver Nat.
our channel. I don't know why I haven't ever transfer.
We're just gonna invite 150 people to Andrew's house.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Can you cater that, Andrew?
50 of those
Taco
people can
bar
walk your
for
dogs.
200 people.
I got some work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need me to help you cap that Street Fighter monitor?
Hey, Andrew, just line up all your games on the driveway in the
The back.
you know.
Yeah.
And then everybody will set up tents in where the farm stuff's supposed to be out in the middle, just ruining everything, you know.
All right, I'll post this in IRC for our NAT tournament that we had in
That was 2017.
Denver,
I think.
Colorado. There, that was super fun.
Yeah,
That's
it
on my
was.
channel. I should put it on our channel. I just don't have the codes.
If you're here and I'm here, does it make it?
Andrew,
our
if
time?
I sent that to you, can you upload that to our
I think
channel?
so. Yeah.
Okay.
You can just do it on the
If
FTP
I'm
drop.
here and you're here, doesn't that make it our
Our
time?
time. Yeah. So that 2017, God, that was a lot of fun. That was a
We were
fun,
just babies
weekend.
then.
We were just babies before COVID. Yeah, we had two events at two different arcades. One was at the One Up, another one was at Zyla's arcade when that was still open, and one served alcohol, and one didn't.
Which one won?
Yeah, pretty much.
and one
Once
went
the
later
alcohol.
into the night, and the other
Yeah.
one was like
At
over
Zy-
before dark.
Or Zyla's, I was sneaking alcohol. I was
Although
pouring
I have to
in-
say, our
Parking
Nat
lot.
event at Zyla's
Yeah.
with the Street Fighter was fucking awesome.
that was fun.
True.
That was
I
hilarious.
had fun at both. It's just, yeah, there's no food or anything at Zyla's. It was just straight up our games,
Yeah,
which
there's
is
no hanging out.
Hardcore.
I think
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
tricky part about trying to find I mean, that's one of the unique things about that space is you could hang out. There's food and there's drink.
food.
And
drink.
usually you don't, arcade owners don't want you, having all that stuff around their games. And
We're moving our event to Chuck E. Cheese.
yeah,
We're just redemption game tournament. Yeah.
Most tickets wins.
Well, I'm kind of hopeful. My local buddy, that he's
Blindfolded
going to
skee ball.
survive. He's trying to get through it. Out of order.
Oh, I'd be
arcade. He's got like 50
Like
or 60
bowling.
games in a bar in the middle. It's like a mini Grinkers, I'll say.
The one behind you?
Yeah, right.
now which city is that in, Gak?
It's in Auburn.
Oh, that's the one I didn't realize it was that big. I thought that was
It's-
a smaller.
It's like right off the
place.
freeway in Auburn. I think Lincoln Road or something like that, which
Yeah.
is confusing, but it's.
Is it in the
Auburn.
historic area? Or is it?
No, I would say it's a little
Okay.
further away.
Okay.
Only like an exit or two
Yeah.
off the freeway from the historic area.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then that makes sense because when I was thinking when you said Lincoln, that Lincoln's a lot of the historic areas on Lincoln, and
Abraham Lincoln.
and
Well,
there's
it
a
kind
story.
of, the
Inside
road
joke.
kind of
About that, yeah.
parallels Highway 80.
Yeah.
So,
So this is, and that's why I was like, oh, it's got to be dinky because everything there is like these old historic buildings, and so it's
yeah,
small. But
he's got,
these
I
are
think, around
nice.
60 or so games, and the bar area, I'd say maybe could fit maybe a dozen or 16 people, something like that. And he actually
Damn.
just reopened weekend before last, with lots of restrictions, of course. And we did go, Adam G and myself did go up there, not last Saturday, the Saturday before. And yeah, it was pretty good. The numbers weren't that great, of course, because everybody's hesitant,
oh yeah,
but he's trying. So, I mean, I'm hopeful it'll work out. So
Now, Chris,
Adam
you
and I
have-
keep joking, like, we got to do some kind of get together here. Like, yeah, but I think just right now, everybody's, like, it's hold off for a while.
yeah,
Chris,
yeah.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask you, Chris, out by you. Have you heard of CoinOp? Are they still in Sacramento? Are they still
CoinOp,
operating?
from my understanding, the San Francisco CoinOp closed.
They did. I did
They
hear
actually
that.
shut down. Like their overhead was insane there, is what I heard.
Yeah.
Right.
And
How does Galloping
the-
Ghost stay in business?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
and
off.
then
Aren't they
but
looking
the-
for donations or something? Oh, that's for their expansion. I thought I heard. Maybe
But the
that's what it was.
Sacramento CoinOp, I believe, is still running. But I think, of course, there's still lots of restrictions.
Right.
But they keep updating like their social media stuff.
Wonder if they have like plexiglass between the games or something. Or
Well, what they
certain
did,
amount of
I know what they
people
did
allowed
for a little
in.
while is they actually have, there's like a side alley there it's sort of like the one at downtown Denver, where you kind of go down some steps and there's like a side alley, and they set up like tables out there, and it's fenced off, so it's their own area, it's their outdoor area. And when the weather's nice enough, they did do that a couple weekends. I believe they set up maybe a dozen games outside, and you could have drinks and stuff outside with limitations and stuff. But they had there was only one pinball. They're a really nice one. I don't remember the name right now, but it was like the double door entry to go into the building. They had it on the inside, like just in case it started raining or something, I'm guessing, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, One Up has just opened up last week or the week before, I think, and they're doing the same kind of thing where it's like they're limited numbers inside, and they literally have staff who just walk around. So as soon as you finish playing a game, they're in there cleaning it and wiping it down and trying to do everything they can so they can stay open.
I have a wiper person.
Yeah,
that's what they're gonna do at the Disneyland parks and stuff. That every time you get off a ride, they have a person that just sprays the car.
Yeah.
I've seen it. That's what they're doing. It's wild.
Well,
it's just a different
guess,
world.
They got to do what they can to try to survive. So
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what sucks too is like everywhere you go, there's no public restrooms. So sometimes I gotta piss or shit, and I have nowhere to go. I gotta get home. I'm gonna go behind this building. I gotta go. That happened this weekend. I was like, my wife wanted to stop at like Dairy Queen or something. I'm like, I don't want to go. I want to go to the bath. I want to go home. I want an ice cream. I'm doing the potty dance in the car. I end up getting out of the car, running around the car, going, come on. Get me home. Because everywhere
like
you go,
Chinese fire drill.
Yeah.
Probably can't say that anymore.
Everywhere. Yeah, I think it might be racist too. Yeah, everywhere you go, there's no public restrooms anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just so weird. I can't wait till this is over. It's just like, can I just be Buck Rogers and go into a little pod for like a year and come out and it's all over? I just want to go 1 year in the future, not like 2,000 years in the future. The 2000, no, I mean nothing left, so I don't know.
I don't remember where I saw the post. Somebody made a comment like, I wonder if someone came back from the future and that's where they came up with the phrase "hindsight is 2020." Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's been a rough year on all fronts.
It's just been the worst year. I have like a list of shit that just happened to me this year. It's just big pile of shit. God.
That's right. It stinks.
My father-in-law died. My mother-in-law had a stroke. My wife lost her job. My daughter broke her leg.
Wow.
On a lighter note, did you see the
Drinker's
Saved by the Bell
Closed.
sequel series is coming out?
Oh, really?
Zach
just
Morris
posted
trash the sequel.
Yep. That's pretty much it. Yeah, and a bunch of the original cast is back, and
Screech
Love
Kitty
those.
in it.
Zach Morris's trash video.
no, he's in
so
jail.
funny.
No, I was kidding.
He's such a piece of shit to everybody all the time, and they analyze it, they break it down. And Zach convinces his friends.
Every time I watch an I swear, not one episode of The Boys goes by where I'm not like, Homelander is fucking Zach Morris. He looks just like Zach Morris.
Oh yeah, the kind of the frosted hair, right?
The bleach hair,
The smirky smile
even his face. Yeah, he looks like if Zach Morris was a dick superhero. Well, if Zach Morris was Zach Morris as a superhero, he'd be Homelander. It's Zach Morris. How has no one put that together? Like I'm sure if I search it on the web, I could find people agreeing with me.
If he looks similar.
if you want to find an answer that sides with your perspective, you can
He
find
doesn't
it.
have
You just
laser
to
eyes.
Just Google it.
If Homelander starts looking at the camera and breaking the, that'll.
Homelander just go time out and then start talking to the camera.
You know what's cool about that show, because you guys seen it in season 1, is that Highlander's like laser eyes is like what Superman's laser eyes would be like if it was like real, like if you really saw what he could do with his laser eyes, you know, how he just chops someone in half like junk and then just cut diagonally, you know, and their torso or whatever just separates. And when he flew into that foreign country to take out that whole building of people and they left the military out front, he just laser eyed everybody in that building. I was like, holy crap.
He's pretty sloppy with his aim. He's just
he just zips it across.
Yeah.
Well, remember in the airplane too. It's like that caused that whole problem, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah. It's
Get back, or I'm gonna laser all of you.
You'll laser you. I like how everyone's so afraid of him too. Sir.
Yeah.
Someone needs to edit together like a intro title credit sequence for the boys with the Saved by the Bell theme with all the cast.
Why not wake up in the morning?
Maybe I'll get on that. Yeah.
Oh man.
I'd probably go viral. Maybe
Cut it with
not
scenes
really.
of Showgirls.
Oh no.
Oh.
Remember that girl from Showgirls in that show?
Who plays Jesse?
Elizabeth Berkley.
Jesse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I'm saved by the bell.
Jesse's.
What happened to Seabart? Did
Jesse's
Windows
hooked
10 get the
on,
better of him?
Windows 10 finally won. Yeah.
They were never
I
meant
thought
to
the
be.
Windows 10 and the Windows 10 won.
I fought and 10 won. I fought the law and
10
won.
There you go.
Repair my potato. Just,
That Seabar in the corner. It's not just the blonde hair. Even his face looks like even his face looks like Zach Morris, Gabby. It's not just the blonde hair. Hey.
Oh man.
But yeah, Anthony Starr is a great actor, though. He plays a good disturbed hero Soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get caught up on it. I'm enjoying that show.
So good.
That's not.
Yeah, and he got to finish Umbrella Academy. Even I passed.
I
that
finished
up.
Umbrella Academy.
Love that too.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Season 1 and 2 to me are one season because I don't know, they tie together very tightly. So
Tight. TIT.
tight. Yeah, Umbrella Academy. I really like that show too. I think I like The Boys a lot better though. It's grittier. It's more adult, little more adult.
I know
they're both adult.
They're apples
different.
and oranges to me.
They're
Yeah,
totally different
exactly.
shows, even though they're both like, flawed superheroes. That's kind of what the theme is. It's more
Both
of a-
have great tension, and I like that. Yeah, like you're always fearful for in the boys with characters and an Umbrella series, you just never know like
the
where
Umbrella
anyone stands with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Umbrella Company, or Umbrella
I like
Academy,
company.
company, Three's Company, Seven's Company. No, they. I'm not too worried about them when they get into sticky situations because they all have powers. The boys, Butcher is just a man, and so's Huey and the other two characters, Frenchie and what's the other guy's name? The big black dude. What's his name?
Mother's Milk.
Mother's Milk. Yeah, that guy.
M.
They're all just men. They're just and then they got the girl.
Yeah,
they have one superhero on their side.
Oh, two technically.
Yeah, true. So, but yeah, it's like they're just.
But the thing
humans.
is,
how
though,
scary
again-
would that be to go up against a guy who can laser you?
Agreed. But Butcher is the series, so like I'm not concerned that he's not going to survive.
No, but it's just how do you?
But
it'd
I
be hard
understand.
to
I
write.
understand what you're
How do
saying.
you write a series that way? It's without them interacting with the soups and getting just killed instantly.
It's weird. It's a weird parallel here. I never even thought about until now. But to me, if because you're basically with the superheroes, you're flipping them upside down. It's like the Bizarro world, right? And so to me, in this Bizarro world, Butcher is the Lex Luthor of Superman, and so
interesting.
And so he will always be around because he's got to be the adversary.
But since it's the Bizarro world, Lex Luthor is the good guy.
Right. That's kind of where I'm. That's kind of that. Yeah, I never even thought about that until now. But that's kind of
Except he's not rich, unfortunately. That'd been cool if he's
Yeah,
rich.
that'd be cool. That
I
would
don't think this metaphor is going to stand up to too much scrutiny.
Details.
Just go with what you're going with. I think you're good.
Yeah.
And I'm done. 2 minutes is up. I'll see you guys later.
Don't,
At least somebody knows how to do it.
don't scrutinize it.
Yeah, I didn't even get interrupted. It's amazing.
He's kind of like Lex.
Because he gets into the heads. I mean, like he's good at talking shit, you know.
Calls everybody the C word. All the time.
So does Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so does Jerry. Hear that, Jerry? Let's all go to Australia for Grinkers 12 or whatever.
Oh, that'd be fun.
October next year.
Jerry's
I'll
open
hold-
up
I'll
to
host
his
a-
arcade.
we
We
get lots
could. That's
I'll
only a
host a Street
15-hour
Fighter
flight
tournament.
for everybody.
Yeah,
on
that's right.
his weird ass little Street Fighter cabinet. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a blast.
I could just ride a kangaroo right to his arcade.
Maybe people would actually play. Because remember I tried to do that at Grinkers and there's like 3 people. I'm like, and I was hungover. I'm like, no. just no, it's not happening. No one wanted to play dollar matches
No.
after I destroyed fucking Matt Hall. Drunk. I was so excited
That's
running
like your
up to that.
superpower. That's like Jackie Chan, the drunken master. You know, you drink and
Oh,
then you're
I was so excited.
super
I
good at
remember
Street Fighter.
running up to the counter at Grinkers and be like, I need more quarters. I'm kicking his ass.
Oh, Necro says we should do it at Orange Whips arcade in Canada.
I like
Yeah,
that.
that's a possibility. But I don't know. But
We
it would
talked
just
about it for 2 or 3 years there. While
Right.
he was
If they let us in.
Everyone
yeah,
has
and we
to get
just lock the
passports.
doors just for us, and we
Yeah,
can drink in
this
there.
place is pretty small.
We'd have to take it
Yeah.
over,
But
then
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think everybody wants to go up there. Even the spouses are like, yes, let's
Yeah.
do Vancouver. Vancouver's gorgeous.
I love Vancouver.
It is. Yeah.
You hear that, Seabart? We're talking about not your area, I guess, huh? He doesn't
No.
live in
Your
Vancouver.
relative.
It's like comparing New York and California, I think.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
You get the idea.
Squeak.
It's cold. It's both cold.
Wonder if we could get our nachos Steve's way up there.
Oh yeah. I want nachos Orange Whip way. Free.
Is it double meat, double cheese, no veggies, right?
Right, yeah.
The heart attack
Oh,
special.
Chopped pickles on top.
Yeah, exactly. I was
pickles.
gonna say, with the
Chopped
chopped
pickles on
pickle.
nachos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe it's a new taste sensation.
There you go.
Serving poutine.
Yeah.
Perfectly enjoyed in the trash can.
Yeah.
His nachos look amazing though. Orange Whips.
Yeah.
You know, they do look super good. I wish there's somewhere around here that served nachos like that and had arcade games and pinball.
Yeah.
You
He
know,
hasn't been on here in a while. Has he said how
Long
he's been affected
time.
up there? Or
he's having
Everyone's in the
problems
same
too.
yeah,
Mhm.
They're limited openings, I think.
And more problems
Yeah.
with the government too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
sticking them around. It's just so shitty over there. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. So
well,
much
he originally had,
politics.
like a capacity issue. You can only have so many people in there.
Oh, there's that.
Very,
and
very limited because of the bathrooms or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah. Even without the COVID, there's
50
that's
per
the-
50 people per bathroom or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid. Weird laws. You know. Yes, I also pay for the tree out front. That's not even his. It's part of the city, but they make you pay for it in case a car hits it. You have to prepay for it in case that happens. Like a deposit. $5,000 right out of your pocket. Car runs it over, you're covered. Thanks. Why did I
Yeah.
not pay you? And if a car comes, then we'll talk. It's not even my tree. It's part of the city, but they still make you pay for it. That's the kind of weird shit they have over there in
It's called extortion.
Canada. Like the mob. Yeah, I don't know if Orange Whip's Place could handle a Grinkers event, though. I mean,
No,
Well,
I
not
couldn't
with
do
that.
that.
it'd have to be a limited amount of
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
be a little bit harder for people to come up there, so maybe the numbers
Yeah, numbers
sort of
closer.
intrinsically would be
Yeah.
lower. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We
Yeah,
could just
the-
do our own little event there, like a little NAT event, like we've done.
Yeah,
Those
I
are-
think
those
that's,
yeah,
are
we've
fun.
talked about that.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no more Grink Fest.
Nope.
So, I mean,
We can't call it Grink whatever. It would have to be,
Whip
you
Fest.
know, it would be whatever it is
Yeah.
fest. Yeah, Whip Fest.
Whoopsh.
What's his name of his arcade? Something City.
Central City or
Central-
Capital.
Capital
City.
City.
Capital
It
City.
used to be the Capital.
Orange Whips arcade. Yeah.
That's
Capcom.
superheroes.
Capcom. Oh, I like it.
Let's call it Nacho Fest.
Yeah.
Instead of nachos he got there.
Nacho Arcade.
Nacho Arcade.
Oh.
I like it.
Nacho Arcade Fest.
That sounds like a pretty cheesy event.
Oh no!
cheese.
Ouch. We gotta have contests like who can build a better nacho plate.
Nacho Castle.
And then you can name one plate for the year, right? And then you got to come back and like earn it again, so you can name another
Oh, there you
nacho
go.
plate for the year.
It's a Brad
yeah.
Award.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Leo and Buffett can eat, see how many they can eat.
Orange Whip's yelling at
Yeah.
everybody to stop making such a mess.
Here's a
You
broom.
get
Clean it
cheese all
up.
over the place. Look at there's hamburger on the floor. The fuck
Look
out of
at
here. I'll make it for you. Get out of here.
You said no sour cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking locally here. It looks like our high scores is still closed. They said they've been closed since March 15th.
On the
So,
news, they keep showing arcade bar and barcade owners saying to the city, "What are the guidelines? Give us guidelines so we can open.
Yeah.
What are the guidelines? What are the guidelines? What are the guidelines?" And then they won't tell them because nobody has issued anything. So nobody wants to go on record because nobody wants to get in trouble. So they all just keep quiet. It's all political. So nothing opens, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just so fucked. Disneyland's going through the same thing. Anaheim's begging Disneyland to open because it helps the tourism and all the other businesses around there. Disneyland's afraid to open
Yeah,
because
they
it's
just
very
laid off.
congested.
Yep.
Yeah, well, everyone's laid off.
Well, they laid off 28,000 employees
I heard
today.
that today too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oy.
Nationwide. They said that about 2/3 of them were part-time. They're part-time workers. And that
Yeah.
includes people from the stores and
Most everybody is
part-time.
part-time that works at Disneyland. So
which
that's
makes
just-
sense because why want it? Who wants to pay for all those benefits? And
Yeah, they don't want to pay benefits. That's the other
No.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
great?
Yeah.
So
Your favorite
Ugh.
company again.
yeah, exactly. The old D
Don't
plus.
play stinks.
yeah. And it's funny, all the people that have like Disney channels on like YouTube that I follow, you know, I'm a Disney person. I follow that shit. And it's funny because they don't have Disneyland to go to, so all their channel content's all dried up. So like
Oh,
they keep
yeah.
visiting the street
Yeah.
scene thing that they have there, you know, the Disney, I forget what it's called. It's like a strip mall of like stores, you know, with Disney and shit. So they keep revisiting that and go, "Oh, look at us, another stuffed animal of Stitch. Oh yeah, look at this. Here's another stuffed animal
God.
of you know, the Lion King. Yeah, hey." It's like because
So
they have no
like-
rides and
But like Main Street's open.
not Main Street, no, not Disneyland. Next to Disneyland, there's like a series of like shops.
Is that
and
the downtown
entertainment.
Disney? Is that
Downtown
what-
Disney. That's what
Okay.
it's called.
Mm,
Thank you,
yeah.
Carrie. I couldn't remember the name of it. Yeah. So it's just like a series of shops and restaurants, and yeah. So they're doing the content there, and or just sitting at a table telling you, well, but still not open, and still no word, and
Well,
You
they
know,
sure shit aren't covering the content on Disney Plus, right, Mock?
Yeah.
that was one of my news items, by the way. Disney Plus announced all the content that they're adding in September. This came out today, and I was reading through the list, and it's all garbage. Can I read some of it? And you
Yeah,
guys tell me
please.
what you think. Okay, let me go find it. I was reading, going, "Oh, I gotta talk about this." Let's see, Disney. Oh. Yeah, okay, hold on. Just give me a minute here.
Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop.
Oh,
Let me check my internets.
Where's the dial-up sound?
oh yeah. Sorry about that. I was looking
Okay.
at music for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So they're gonna bring Disney's Cinderella, the live action one that I could care less about.
Mm.
Oh,
they're
Lewis is
bringing-
connecting. See,
Welcome,
it
caller.
worked.
The timing's everything.
They're gonna bring Mulan.
Am I content? I'm content.
Welcome to AOL. Remember how
Adrian,
exciting internet used to be, though? Oh, I'm online. Quick,
I'm just-
get on AOL Instant Messenger chat rooms.
Does anybody care about the Wolverine?
About Wolverine?
Yeah, the Wolverine. The movie. Earth to
That was a good
Ned.
one.
Is that like an X-Men thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
it's a
came out in
Wolverine movie.
2013. It was-
I
spin-off.
I'm just talking
Yeah.
about a few of the things that are coming out in September on Disney Plus.
Oh,
It's
like
just a bunch
Logan.
of shit I don't care. Yeah. The Muppets Now, episode 6 finale, which that's been canceled, by the way. The Mighty Ducks movies, all of them. Never Been Kissed by Drew
3 of 'em.
Barrymore. Like, I haven't seen that like a million years ago, and I don't care.
It's your
Strange
favorite
Magic,
movie. You
a
watch
weird
it all the
movie.
time with your slumber parties and
Christopher
girlfriends.
Robin. It's nothing of the old school stuff. It's all the new shit that they're just eventually gonna bring. Nothing old, nothing
Boring.
classic, nothing what they said they're gonna bring. Yeah. What's the
Boo.
old kiddie programs? Let's see.
You start
And then like
asking,
Beckham. Remember that hit?
Howard the Duck.
Oh, wow.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah. Kingdom of the Mummies.
Wait,
Marvel
now you got my
Superhero
attention.
Adventures.
Oh.
Yeah, there's just nothing that makes me go get excited or anything, So I'm just the wrong demographic. So, like Gak said, as soon as Mandalorian season 2 hits, I gotta wait every Friday for every episode, and I'll watch
That's
them all.
bullshit.
Oh,
Wait
yeah.
for them all to drop. And then subscribe.
Oh, they're bringing Muppet Babies,
Yeah.
a new show,
Oh,
but they're all
the new one.
puppets. Not all the puppets.
Yeah.
They're not. They're
Oh.
not the cartoon Muppet Babies. They're the
I have mixed feelings about that.
Muppet Babies, and they're all little.
Are they gonna have like giant Muppet legs for the nanny?
Yeah, I was just gonna say with the striped
torso, it's
socks.
a splat on the there.
I loved that cartoon. That was one of my favorite. Actually, there's a YouTube channel that has every episode you can watch.
Oh, I wanted to ask you guys. Did you ever watch when you were a kid? It might be. This might be showing my age because it might be too old of a show for you. But did you guys ever watch the animated series?
Well,
Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon animated
Yeah,
series.
I have them on Plex.
Okay, so
All those are up on Plex.
so
Love that show.
So I got something to share that's only by link only, but I'm going to put it in IRC and so this person went through. Okay, so first of all, there is a very last episode that was never aired. I don't know if you guys know about this. So if you ever watched who watched the series, by the way? Gino, did you ever watch it?
Yeah, I was aware of it. I never really.
Yeah,
watched it.
Arcade Dan, Danger, James, Jim.
Vaguely.
I did not. I heard Whiskey may have seen it, but I don't know about this Arcade Danger guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is turning into
Who
a bit,
invited
man.
him? I know. I love it though. You got your old name was so much better.
Fine. But I'm not having it
Seriously.
tonight.
Okay, hold on.
Oh,
a
well.
second.
I can change it for
I'm
him.
back.
Yeah.
Turns into like Hubert, like jargon.
Okay, so
Oh, nice.
okay, so
Oh, nice.
Nice.
these let me just give the backstory real quick. These kids get on a ride at a like a fair, and it's kind of like a themed ride of Dungeons and Dragons. Well, they go on it and actually sends them in a portal to the actual world of Dungeons and Dragons. And this
Sweet.
little man comes out called the Dungeon Master and gives them each a weapon or a tool to use. Like I think the girl gets like a cloak to turn herself invisible.
One of the girl gets a cloak, the other one gets a staff.
Yep.
When the little kid gets like one of those powerful weapons, like this club where he hits it on the ground and the whole floor opens up and everybody falls in it, They got this guy that always remind me of John Cusack, who's got the shield,
The Cavalier, yeah.
Cavalier, and then the archer. He has a bow. Nobody has a sword though. I thought that was kind of weird. Probably because it's a kids show.
No edged weapons at all.
No
Yeah.
edge, but it's okay for monsters with edged, sharp teeth to go, bite them and shit. Anyway, the whole series, they're trying to get home. It's kind of like Gilligan's Island, right? And it's typical U.S. television where it doesn't have an ending. The show was canceled before we got the ending. The ending was actually written and recorded voiceover by the actors, but not animated. So on DVD a few years back, they actually released the audio in one of the extras.
Oh.
So what this guy did, he spent 2.5 years or something cutting out all the characters, like rotoscoping the characters out of old episodes, and he pasted them in and recreated the episode that's missing for the ending. So you see how it all turns out.
Wow.
So
That's
it would take forever to do something like that. If you know rotoscoping, right?
Oh,
What,
God,
frame by
yes.
frame? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to watch. And they actually came out with a comic book also. This other company came out with a comic book, so he used that as a guide too, as how things should look and angles and things. So I just posted it in the IRC. Andrew, you should probably download it and add it to your last thing. But anyway, very impressive. Certain voice actors weren't available for it, and so he had those kind of, like, I think the main bad guy, I forget his name, the one with the one horn sticking out of his head. His voice, you can tell, is a different voice in it. But it's just what's that?
Venger was his name.
Venger. So Venger's voice,
Cassier.
they used some other guy's voice and altered it. It sounds close enough though. But I'm just glad to have fucking closure to a cartoon I watched 25 years ago.
In the same voice throughout the whole movie.
Because I always wanted to see them get
Yes,
home. Just like you want to see Gilligan's Island had specials and they got home and they turned it into a resort. At least they had closure.
It was stupid closure, but it was closure.
Yeah, this Dungeons and Dragons. Actually, I really liked this last episode. It was actually really well written for a cartoon show for kids. And I dug how it all played out. So anybody who was fans of Dungeons and Dragons, the animated series,
I miss playing that
from
fucking
80
arcade game in college. Damn it!
whatever.
That's a project I need to get on when I
1980?
actually have.
I don't even know.
I should get rid of my couch. I need more space.
Anyway, grab it
Something like
before
that.
they yank it, because this is right now. It's only set up for people with links to it. The guy posted it in one of my collectors forums, or not forums, groups. And who knows how long it'll be up for, but hopefully for a while. But download it, whatever you do, watch it if you're interested. I don't know. I found it really cool. So
I'm super looking forward to watching it.
I need closure on Star Blazers, Crush says. The American one or the Japanese one? Because
Ooh.
that's all out there too.
So
Yeah. Necros is ripping it from YouTube.
Awesome.
Necros, what do you use to rip it? Send me a text or put an IRC, whatever.
Now rip it.
I used to use a certain service, but
Now
they
rip
shut
it.
down.
Into shape. Shape it up. Get
Anyway.
straight.
Okay, I got another
forward.
news item. Another quick little news item.
Oh, I wasn't prepared.
Do we have a news?
Yeah.
Oh, we always have
Audio.
a little. Yeah.
The news was Mock the Magic Man. How about that, you? All right. Anyway, next news item is the fabulous people at One Up Arcade are coming out with a new thing.
Oh, are you gonna talk Big Buck?
No, the
Oh.
Infinity Table. Heard of this?
That's equally as bad.
The Infinity
not more.
Table. It's a coffee table.
That was
It
Andrew.
doesn't look like an arcade machine. This is actually kind of an interesting idea. Okay.
It's
The
coffee
coffee
table
table.
emulation.
Yeah, well, sort of. No,
It's
no,
not really a
emulation.
coffee table.
No. This is actually kind of interesting idea. It's a coffee table that the table itself is a screen, of course, and it's touch based, and it's loaded with board games. And you push the thing, and it's got like Battleship, it's got Monopoly, it's got Scrabble.
So it's a bunch of
all that
virtual board games.
It's like a virtual game, but I think you use your phone for like your letters and shit. And if you flick your letters off, they appear, ding, 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 and then you can move them and put them into place and shit.
Oh,
So they've got to be doing something like that with your phone, because otherwise, when you play Battleship, they can see where you're putting the boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, you have to put like a cardboard thing up. on the
Everybody,
table to
close
keep
your
it
eyes.
Yeah.
Don't
My
peek.
turn. Turn away.
Why wouldn't you
You
just
peek,
bust
you can
out
see
the
my-
actual
my
board game?
Battleship. I know it's already on a table, right?
It seems so stupid. How about this? You could have that and then play the legit board game on that
top
table.
of it.
Board gameception.
Anyway, there's
It
videos of
reminds
it on
me
YouTube.
when the iPhone first, no, when the iPad first came out, and I think Scrabble put out a game that was Scrabble. You ran it on the iPad. You put the iPad in the middle of the table, and then everybody had an iPhone with the game, and they all linked up. And I remember when it first came out, I was like, who the hell is going to be able to afford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four iPhones and an iPad to play Scrabble, which you could go buy for $13 at Target.
It's like,
Yeah.
why? But whatever. Yeah, they did it because they could. Weird.
Oh, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. We got,
Samsonite. I was way off.
they're all teasers.
Yeah, what the hell?
Oh, this is something at least. I'll post this. A little thing here on the table. Anyway, anytime One Up comes up with something, comes out with something, I'll report it. And
You buy 5 of
You'll
them.
mock it.
I'm gonna, yeah.
No pun intended.
I'll mock
yuck,
it.
yuck, yuck, yuck.
Mocking with the mock.
Get it? Yeah.
Yeah, get it.
You
Yeah.
got it. The play on words.
Yeah.
Slow, son. You're about as sharp as a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, good call. I
Uh,
can't bounce that quickly.
Let's see. Oh, I got it. One more. I got another rant.
a bowling ball.
Okay. Here goes what grinds my gears segment.
Oh, goody. I still need a
I
musical
love those.
segment for that.
You need a musical cue for that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just play Peter Griffin on. You know what grinds my gears?
Yeah, it's gotta be a musical thing. I just haven't.
So
stumbled
can someone explain this to me? Okay. So
upon- riddle me this.
riddle me this, Batman. Okay, remember how I ranted about Disney Plus censoring their movies, cutting out Daryl Hannah's butt cheeks when
I
she
do.
runs and jumps into the water. They extended her hair with shitty CGI to cover her butt, because you can't look at butts, anymore, because that's like evil and you're gonna turn weird. And
Yeah.
Disney doesn't want you looking
Oh,
at
is
butts.
that
It's
so?
too homoerotic. Yeah.
But yet I can watch Wolverine that's on there, and he turns around and shows his butt sometimes. And there's Incredible Hulk and
Hugh Jackman doesn't count, I
Ragnarok
guess.
has got a naked ass coming out of a
Yeah.
jacuzzi, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
Hugh Jackman's not homoerotic at all. No, not one bit.
This is worse.
Hey,
this
I've
is
watched
the worst
Les Mis.
censorship I've ever heard of. Okay, has nothing to do with Disney Plus. It just has to do with some company that owns what's Jackie Brown. I'm guessing that's Weinstein Company, or I don't know who owns the DVD rights to it. I don't know. I'm guessing the Weinsteins. I don't know. But they're going in, speaking of butts, they're going in, and that movie in the movie, who's seen Jackie Brown?
Years ago, but yeah.
Okay, well, there's a scene in it where Robert De Niro has sex with not Jane Fonda, the other Fonda. What's her name?
Henry Fonda.
Fonda.
Not
Don't
Henry
you wanna-
Fonda.
Do the same
Bridget
joke.
Fonda. Bridget Fonda. Bridget Fonda's in the movie. If you guys remember, Bridget Fonda's in the movie. She's kind of like this hippie chick hanging out at the house all the time. And Robert De Niro's just kind of hanging out. He's just freshly out of jail. And they're just sitting there talking. I don't know if you guys remember the scene. But then she just kind of turns to him and goes, "Do you want to have sex?" He's all, "Yeah." You guys remember the scene? And then they have sex. And she's totally naked, and he's got, how they do the usual thing where the main actor's got all his clothes on, but he's still doing the motion like,
Yeah.
She's completely naked though.
Of course.
Well, from this point forward, I don't know why, and everyone's asking the same question as I am, is that the DVD people are gonna, this point forward, are going to be removing the nudity out of that scene, and they're going to be zoom cropping like they did with Splash, but they zoom in where you can't see anything from below the belly button or whatever, and then she just runs off, and they're going to crop it out or whatever. So from this point forward, anything on DVD that they release or on streaming will be the edited version of Jackie Brown. What's going on with the censorship? Is this turning into like Handmaid's Tale? Is that what's happening in our country? Well, it's like everything's censored to like religious groups, and
but then you see stuff like The Boys, which is very uncensored and is pretty generous with its nudity on both sides. Or
West is weird. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
pretty graphic. I don't know.
And that's super graphic, and they so
yeah, they definitely and The Boys, they definitely don't favor one side or the other. Maybe and no spoilers. Yeah, Mock saw it. There's
it's just
Anyways.
I don't know what's going on with the censorship in this country. Why
wanting to make it a family?
But Jackie Brown is anything but a family movie, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's a blaxploitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's Pam Grier, who based her whole career on blaxploitation films. That's where she comes from. And those were great. I loved her in those movies. They're fun if you like those kind of, those. I mean, Tarantino loves
Well,
them.
they do
That's why he
say
put her in the
history
movie.
repeats itself. I mean, nudity is kind of, it started out strong, and then it kind of got like
pulled back
in the
and-
90s, and it got
Yeah, the more
really pulled
majority
back, and then a little bit
time.
more. Yeah.
What's funny is that when I was a kid, 70s nudity is like what R-rated is now. For a PG movie, like
Yeah,
70s
true.
PG movies nudity. I mean, look at Airplane, had a girl jumping up and down with her boobs out. Wasn't that a PG movie?
But I think back in the 70s,
they didn't have
there
the
was-
rate-
there was
same ratings
more
either.
bush that it just it covered things. So, maybe it didn't
Yeah.
count as much.
Basically, wearing a
Valid
bikini.
point.
Yeah, pretty much. They were like all wearing Merkins.
So what we need to do is bring back Big Bush.
Big bush.
Hey,
Can't
you
edit
joke
that
about it, but I mean, like, yeah,
It does cover a lot.
there's always
It's like
change
Game of
going on.
Thrones.
Yeah.
Well, fashion.
Went from 70s to like, hey,
But
the
isn't that
hairier the
weird?
better,
Taking
to
a
like,
Tarantino movie.
no,
and
everyone
Yeah.
needs to look like a
that.
newborn baby.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just weird to me. I don't know. I saw the article and everybody's scratching their head. Even the people writing the article.
The
goes,
wax industry
"Why?
is booming. Yeah.
Why are they doing this? Why?
Although probably they're getting hit with the COVID because I don't know how much of that's going on anymore. Right? Like,
Am I going to turn on?
because you can't do that in the parking lot. I'm just thinking, like, you can give a haircut.
I mean, Gak, how do
Things
you
like
how do you
that.
wax yourself these days?
Those salons.
Does
all
Lisa
my-
do it or
awkward.
what? No.
There's only so many mirrors, and I can only reach so many spots. Like I'm not as limber as I used to be, right?
Oh my god! I just
I
want to
didn't say it out loud. This is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Let it rip.
yeah. all those photo shoots you did with your BMX bikes,
Totally. Yeah.
Am I gonna turn on Caddyshack and all the topless scenes will be removed out of it?
Now, then I'd get mad.
Something you care about.
Yeah, exactly. You can't fuck
I'm not
with
even a
that.
huge fan of Jackie Brown. It's just the point
even
of
fucking
it.
Police Academy had nudity scenes.
Yeah.
Did it?
Fucking
I think
Police
it did.
Academy.
Yeah. Was that PG? I think it was.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
that was
13?
right around. But I mean, the transition was during the mid '80s. So fucking Temple of Doom. So I want to say maybe Police Academy 3 or 4. At that point, they started going to PG-13. But I think actually, I need to Google that. There were some F bombs, but not a lot. So it's hard to. I can't assume anything now these days. Is Police Academy?
Yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High just wouldn't be the same.
Oh my God, Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Right.
Cover all her up. That whole scene would just be cut.
Evie Cates, the pool scene.
Oh,
pull-
actually, the Police
the
Academy
whole
movies
scene.
were all R.
Whole room.
Wow, I
Was it
didn't
R?
expect that. R, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I,
the
hate
first
censorship,
Police-
and it bugs me when I see stuff like that. So it's just like one more movie being censored from this point forward. Like when ET, when they put the
Oh,
mics,
that's
the
Flashlights,
walkie-talkies instead of
Mhm.
guns, and or hand shooting, not shooting first anymore, and
Well,
all that kind of
I mean,
stuff.
they
I hate
kind
all
of you
that.
can make the argument about like the historical thing. Like if
Oh, yeah.
you're like it's a movie that's what 30 some years old, and if you're trying to like say you're running even like a film class, and you're showing your students, okay, well this is significant because of this or that reason, and oh wait, it's not the same movie, or you're trying to explain, like, I mean, cinema's art, so you can
know,
make that. It's like music too. I mean, if they're censoring out words and stuff, you're not getting. It's not the same.
I mean, that is significant. You could bring up in class because that changes Han Solo's, I should say Han, not Han Solo's character. Because if he shoots first, it shows what a badass he is, and he's all about himself and just get the fuck out of that situation alive. The other method is like, the reason why he changed it to show him that he's more of a hero. Like, oh, you fired at me, I'll
He's
shoot
on the
you back.
defense. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the defense.
Well, it's
And it
no
kills the
longer.
joke,
It's no
too.
longer. Well, it's no longer a Western. If he shot first, it's a Western. If he doesn't, it's like
He shot him in cold blood. But that's what made
Yeah.
the scene great. When I saw Star Wars in the theater, that was a huge moment, and everybody roared in laughter that they
Han
shot
Solo.
Greedo.
Han Solo is a fucking. He's Clint Eastwood in that movie.
Right.
Yeah,
He's fucking Clint Eastwood.
pretty much. But that was a great moment in that scene. Everyone laughed so hard. Well, look
Well,
at
it's
that. He just
perfect.
took
The
him out.
the timing. If you like, I guarantee you. Well,
bet
maybe
you
guarantee is
have.
a strong word,
Boom!
but
Yeah.
And he just
But-
falls
but
over.
if you show that scene and like the 3 renditions
Yeah,
there
yeah.
are to like I in different order to like a different generation that or someone that hasn't seen it, right? And you say which one of these is the original? The timing is off on the other two so bad that I bet you they would pick, because look at the timing. Yes, I bet you have. And then he shoots versus, yes, I bet you have. Or I bet you have. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Wait, do they have a
And
version
then-
where he actually dodges a little bit?
Yeah. The
Oh, yeah,
very
they
first
moved him
special
the very
edition
first time. Yep.
the special
moves
edition that
weird.
went to theaters in 97.
Yeah.
He does his head shifts like this. Like his
They cut
body
him out.
doesn't move.
They
goes like this.
rotoscoped him, and they did the thing in After Effects where you can put pins in you,
Mhm.
you know, and move it like a puppet, and it's this weird.
No, literally his body doesn't move. It's his head. It goes like this.
It's really strange. Let's see if we can
Yeah.
find it on YouTube.
Yeah, but I remember seeing that because I was so excited. Oh, I get to see Star Wars in a theater, and then I was like, "What the fuck was that?" It's really bad, and so it doesn't make any sense. Because then he casually tips the bartender, "Sorry for the mess," which doesn't make any sense if he was on the defense, because it wouldn't be his problem.
Right.
So like nothing makes sense about that whole thing. Yeah.
Well, Mock, the Disney library is going to become the edited for television library, is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, Mock knows this. They always say for a filmmaker, the film's never done until you just stop, until you're and editing, until you just deem that it's done. But
It's
George
not done,
Lucas
it's
is like, well,
abandoned.
Yeah, that's an old directors thing. They say that, the movies are never done; they're abandoned. So I mean, they say that painters say that about their paintings.
But George Lucas has never heard that, evidently.
It's never done ever. Okay, I just posted the thing. You can see his head shift, Andrew. It's in the IRC. I posted
It's
a
so
link.
bad.
So
It's
if you
so
jump
bad.
jump ahead,
That's also the version
to-
of that series of special editions was also the version where Empire Strikes Back has Luke falling after
55.
Darth Vader cuts his hand off, and he screams. as
Oh
he's
yeah, the
falling.
scream they
Ah!
added. Yeah. The no, I don't like either. Anyway, go to 55 seconds into
Yeah,
that.
I see him. He totally jukes.
He does this.
He jukes to the left.
He's like,
Jukes to the right. Shoots. He scores.
they just did that shit because they could.
Yeah, because
That's
they're
so
still
fucking
playing
lame.
around with digital,
Yeah.
what they can do in After Effects. I could cut him out. Yes, sir. I'll do that, sir. Yeah, I could do that. Everyone's a bunch of yes men over there.
Yeah.
Gak's like, I don't care about this shit.
I'm watching your video. Like,
Yeah, Han Solo. Han Solo.
Lame.
Anyway, I'm just.
I wonder if
sad.
Seabart's Windows 10's updates are done.
What other movies are they gonna censor, and then from this point forward, a streaming or DVD, they're gonna be
Next week,
Different.
Seabart will be on Windows XP. This works great.
and we're gonna watch Logan's Run, and the Love Shop's gone, and all the orgy scenes are gone. All my classic movies are ruined.
There'd be a 20-second version of Caligula.
It'll be what? I'm king now?
Yeah,
The movie's
that's it.
over.
And then credits.
Isn't there a scene where he discovers he's the new king? Yes, my boy, you're the king now. Oh, that's great. And he's thinking of all the weird shit he can do.
Big
Credits roll.
You add that to your video projects list, Jim.
I'll get
Actually,
right on that.
Maybe they can show the violence. They're okay with that. They'll show them all stab
As I'm already scaling back my arcade videos with just little video blocks.
So maybe there's something to be said for keep on collecting Blu-rays. And
Yeah, there
DVDs,
is.
because you
Totally.
if with streaming you're really subject to the provider to whatever they're going to do.
Mm-hmm. And whether or not they continue to have it available.
Yeah.
And they're all guilty of that, where stuff just goes away, like the
Right.
Netflix and Amazon model. And Apple has the same issue where they just stop. You can buy something on Apple and then it just disappears. And if you
Yeah.
didn't download it, you don't get it. You
Right.
can't
It's
get
just
it.
gone.
It's just gone.
Paid for it, but it's gone.
Yeah.
Even though you paid for it.
Even though you paid for it.
That's the real fuck thing.
By the way, on a similar
like
topic,
Steam, where you get
I
it
love
forever.
the idea of horror movies for October. Great idea.
Oh yeah.
For-
So totally. So I don't know. We got to like approve the list I posted in Slack. And I think we could even pare that down if you guys want to pick like. 'Cause
Oh,
we only.
absolutely. By the way, Mock, Dead Silence was, I don't know if you knew that, but on the list, Dead Silence was paired already with one of my like I had already submitted that.
Oh, okay.
So it's on there. It is on there. No,
I
it's
wasn't
fine.
sure. I just threw up. I just kind of scanned it and went, oh, I think we should definitely have, a few.
yeah,
of these,
what did I have? Dead Silence. Oh, Dead Silence. Where's
what did I
Dead
put?
Silence? Oh, The Ring plus Dead Silence was my double feature. Going to the supernatural stuff, and yeah, like Carrie said, it's sad, but we've been plowing through a lot of horror. We love scary movies, so we've been like plowing through a lot of them, and we literally just watched the first 3 Hellraiser movies.
Oh,
Yeah. Like,
But I mean, you guys go ahead. But
I just watched
we just-
Hellraiser about a month ago too. Actually, the first one and the second one, which I think are the best ones.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if
We
it's
were
up-
laughing
it's
our
up to you
asses off
guys
on
if
the
you wanna
third
rib 'em,
one,
I'm
yeah.
okay because I just watched it. But it's up to you guys. I don't mind.
Is the
Okay,
third
so
one
what-
the CD deck guy? The CD.
Yeah.
I like the
That's-
girl in it, the smoker
That's the
girl.
best.
She's cute,
it's
but
it's the best. That's like have the
CD
best one of
launcher,
the
dude.
best like massacre scenes at the club
7-8.
where he just shows up. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
"Shall we begin?" And then fucking everyone just gets decimated.
oh, in the bar, yeah.
Yeah.
The girl's
Yeah.
drink turns into a spike and it goes through her mouth, and
Yeah,
it's a weird
it's
shit.
it's fucking yeah. It's
Okay,
nuts.
so here's what I put in. From Beyond, I think should be in there. That's a fun, gory movie. It's with that
Ooh,
guy from
yeah.
Reanimator. You know that dude? That,
yeah, I'm
plays the
I'm
doctor?
crossing my
Yeah,
fingers that
that's
we get
good.
the Child's Play and of '88 and the Child's Play reboot of 2019.
I think we could just pick them. I don't think we have to do the random thing. Like, I mean,
Okay.
the random thing was just really more about like just trying to keep things even. But I think if we're gonna do like a special month of like horror, we should pick the shit you guys want to watch.
Why don't we just all meet up in the room for that night and just discuss and then see what everybody agrees with for the first movie and not pick the second one there. We'll just pick the first movie of the night. Unless it's a double feature thing like Jim said, like Child's Play 1 and 2 or something. But
yeah, because I thought it'd be fun for us to compare the original Child's Play and then the 2019 one because they are very
Oh,
different.
totally, yeah. Okay, so I put Night of the Creeps. That's a really fun
Okay.
gory
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Chopping Mall. That's a hilarious movie. That's like
Oh, God.
a good third movie,
A good
right,
third
Andrew?
movie, yeah.
A lot of drinking and that's
Yeah.
such a
Oh,
fun
what's his
movie.
name is in there? He's in every Joe Dante movie.
Fright
Dick,
Night. That's a fun
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Miller.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Dick
Miller.
Miller. Thank you.
Brain Damage. That's a weird, silly movie, but
Is
if
that
you
the
ever seen-
basket one?
It's this. It's about the same director and writer of Basket Case. In fact, there's a cameo of them in Brain Damage. Brain Damage is such a weird.
I confuse that with Brain Dead or Dead Alive all the time.
So let me tell you what Brain Damage is about real quick. Just the first few minutes. I won't ruin the movie because it's in the first few minutes. You see it in the trailer too. But it's about this leech that talks like a gentleman. Hello there. How are you? He's full of personality.
Hello,
he's
my
like,
baby.
yeah, he's like this. Yeah, it sounds a lot like that, like the frog. Anyway, what he does, he talks you into putting him on your back of your neck where he likes to rest, and he'll inject this needle into the back of your head and injects you the most euphoric pleasure center drug ever on the planet. And it makes you see colors, and it's like the best high ever. And people are addicted to it, and people are fighting over this leech. They all want him back and stuff. And the movie's about this kid dealing with leech. And if you don't keep the leech on you and do his bidding, you go into heavy withdrawals like you go into hallucination withdrawals where you think your guts are falling out of your body and stuff. So
oh shit,
you want to keep this thing on you. Yeah. And it's like he's forced into it.
Oh, that sounds
helping
good.
him out.
I
so
swear
it's such
I've
a
heard
weird
of this,
movie.
but
Yeah.
What year did it come out?
It was the
80s, wasn't it?
Yeah. Such a weird horror movie, but I thought you guys would get a kick out of that because it's just so different and weird. So I added that to the
that
list.
sounds great.
Actually,
I want something like that. I want to do I would love to do it would be nice if we could kind of cover all of our bases. So that sounds awesome. So I want to do some supernatural stuff, like we're talking Dead Silence or The Ring or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Dead Silence or The Ring or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Conjuring or any of that stuff.
What about comedies like Frighteners and stuff like that?
See, I like Frighteners, but I don't think we have it. I don't.
No.
Andrew, you don't have Frighteners, I don't think, do you? Have you seen it?
I don't. The Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I don't know if I have it.
And
I mean, I know the movie pretty well. It's a cute movie.
Lost
yeah,
Boys.
it's fun. That's another good third movie.
Or
I think.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
The CG doesn't hold up too well, unfortunately, but I love the story and the characters and the comedy in it. It was just great.
That whole list looks pretty damn good. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah,
that
and we
movie,
have.
though.
I mean, it's 4 Saturdays of. So
Frighteners.
I mean, it's
Peter Jackson
four
movie, by the way.
nights.
Frighteners. You know that?
Yeah.
That's a Peter Jackson film.
Same with Dead Alive. Yeah.
Oh, Dead Alive. Oh, I love that one. Oh man. I don't.
But I mean, there's so we have 4 Saturdays and only so many. Yeah,
I know.
It's a
I know.
bummer.
We can get squeezed in about 3 films or so, and that's about it. Gino, I saw you pop in and leave. Where'd you go, fucker? I saw Gino. I'm like, oh, Gino's here. Oh, he's gone.
No, God called him for some family stuff.
Oh man. Yeah.
Congrats on your son getting his, what was it, green brown or
green
something?
Brown belt. So yeah, he has brown after that, and then black belts. So he's
good.
got a few years to go before he gets there. But yeah, no.
How long? When did he? Yeah, that was a cool photo. When did he start training? Like, when did he start? Because he's what? How old is Ozzy now?
He started at 5.
Oh, good.
So he's been.
He started earlier than I did. My parents wouldn't let me start until I was 8 because they didn't think I was, well, it's a fad. He's just, yeah.
No, he stuck with it. He says, "No, I'll keep going to black, and I'll do 1st degree, 2nd degree. I'll keep going as long as I."
Oh, that's awesome.
So
that's sweet.
Well, we watched Enter the Dragon.
He'll kick my ass in no time.
We watched Enter the Dragon for
Yeah.
you, Gino.
Yeah.
And then Kentucky Fried Movie to back it.
Oh, I love that scene in Kentucky Fried Movie. They just pile up there near the elevator.
I did watch the trailer to that, and I was laughing pretty hard. When the scene, the martial arts scene, like carries over into like the elevator.
Yeah, and then it jumps through and goes into
the court scene. That's him.
So Andrew and I are laughing.
I think Steve and I are the only people who were laughing that.
Yeah,
whole
the other
movie.
younger. Well, Gabby laughed a few times, but
Okay,
just oh man, she was like, "This is dumb."
It's like
Jesse did
that's
not
hard
like
though.
it.
I laughed throughout that whole fucking movie.
I'm
Andrew and I
a
were
Three
cracking
Stooges
up.
fan, but
say,
you talk to Carrie and she's like, and no, I've never met a girl
Me
that's
neither.
been into slapstick comedy
No.
like the Stooges. So I think it really is a male thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Necro says Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's a pretty good one too.
That'd be another
Oh.
great third movie too.
Meet the Feebles. Have you guys seen that one? That one's
Yeah, I don't
fucked. That's
have
not a
it.
horror movie though. We gotta stick to horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Killer Clowns is a horror movie, but not Meet
But
the
yeah,
Feebles.
it would be good to cover the base. I'd love.
Oh yeah, Necros laughed. Sorry, Necros. Yes, you did. You laughed too. So,
Yeah, I love the idea of covering the bases. You know, supernatural movies. You got the try to mix it up because since we only have 4. I mean, I know that the normal movie night it's a random pick, but it seems like there's so many comedies versus
Yeah.
scary movies.
Why don't we
on
just
that
all
list.
meet and chat about it and see what we all agree with? Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty open to anything on that list, just about.
All right.
Yeah, I've seen a lot
Sounds
of
like
the
fun.
stuff's in the list anyway, so it's not
Cry, little sister.
Lost Boys, the 2-hour
I
music
saw that.
video.
Yeah. What's his? I still believe. Do 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 do. do. Yeah.
I was
still
in high
believe.
school when Lost Boys came out, and it was so popular. My God, it was like our Twilight.
Ah,
Everybody was talking about that movie. I
Except
saw it like
better.
3 or 4 times in the theater. It's huge.
My cousin
Carrie, was
had
it
the
big for you in
total
high
look.
school?
My cousin, who's 2 weeks older than me, he had the exact same look of the Kiefer Sutherland, like the flat top with the mullet in the back,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
like totally
The
buzzed
spiky,
flat
yeah.
top,
Spiky,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Carrie, was it a big movie at your high school?
I honestly don't remember.
Oh.
I was not. I've never been really good with being with the culture, so I don't know. The only movie I remember seeing a Monty Python movie in high school. Like I really don't have much. I don't know.
No.
I must have blanked it all out.
You drank those memories away.
I was in theater. I don't know. We just all hung out and
Oh.
played D&D and Call of Cthulhu.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Went to
Just
the
did
Ren
something
Fair and was,
I didn't have a
super
D&D club.
Yeah, we were just super cool.
all right. I'll pause it there.
Before we
and
get in
I'll
trouble,
look for the
but yeah.
yeah. Then I'll look for.
Totally. I was like the 2 geeky guys in Salt Lake City punk at the beginning before they became punks. That was me.
Listen to Rush in the basement playing
Yeah,
Dungeons and Dragons.
It's cool, man. No, it sucks.
They're very good
here we go.
band.
Got a really good dungeon happening here. I still believe. I remember my friend had the tape of the Lost Boys. We used to listen to it in his room.
I have the soundtrack. It's it's pretty good.
Thou shalt not
Yeah, and you
cry.
when it was playing when I was in the car, it's like I didn't recognize most of the songs. I was like, what's,
Well, it wasn't
what's that?
a
It's like,
movie
oh, that's
you're
from Lost
like,
Boys.
yeah, you're nostalgic. It wasn't a nostalgic.
I was like,
I remember
wait
I
for the
did see
chorus.
it,
You'll get
but
this.
I don't remember it being very life changing. I remember I enjoyed it.
Life-changing.
You know,
Well, they used the main theme, the Cry Little Sister theme, like 5 times in the movie. But then there's
Oh, yeah.
other like good songs interspersed. It kind of reminds me of like
Little
Pump Up the
City
Volume,
Lights.
like a lot of movies though, where there's like
Lost
there's
in
one
the
song
shadows.
that's kind of the crux, but then there's a lot of little gems.
There's a
scattered
lot of
throughout.
music in that movie. That's why I call it a 2-hour music video, because it's shot like a music video. I think the director came from music videos.
Man, a lot of movies were like that in the 80s, though, really. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Who's
like
the
montages,
director
they
of
call it, right? Where it's like music and then a scene that kind of ties in or whatever. Yeah. One
Yeah.
montage to the next.
Joel Schumacher? That's the director. He ruined the Batman series.
Mhm. Yeah.
that's why. I
Anyway,
remember
but he
saying-
made Lost Boys, so I'll give him a pass. But that
So much
Batman
fog.
movie was terrible. That's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know,
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
So what are you saying? Maybe he should have made that as a musical?
Probably would have been better.
Batman on Ice. Get it?
Oh yeah, remember they click their heels and the skates come out, and the
It's
bad
so
credit
bad.
card, and it's just such a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's just so
Holy rusted metal Batman fucking joke.
Can you just imagine though the studios where when they
You're a Batman
approach
fan,
like
you're, like, cringing
Chris
hard.
Nolan, they're
Super
like,
bad.
please make something good, something serious.
Well, I went into it expecting to get like more of the Tim Burton stuff, which
yeah, oh,
was, good for what we had at the day. But
yeah, a murdering Batman. That's what we got. He kills so many people on both those Batman movies. I mean, he straps a TNT thing to a guy's chest
and drops him down the
throws-
sewer.
Yeah, and he explodes. Or he shoots rockets off of shit. And
that's why they're bringing Michael Keaton back
yeah.
as
Yeah,
Batman.
we'll see about
the
that.
Batmobile that's
No, I'm
being
excited.
driven remotely, drops off a bunch of bombs in a factory with a bunch of bad guys standing there, drives off, and they all
Serves them
blow up.
right. They smell.
Murdering Batman. All right. Still
Well,
liked it.
he does kill Joker. Yeah.
But it's not the Batman from the comics. It's just
Yeah.
it's a version of it. Let's just say.
It's in the
offshoot.
bad verse. Everything
What
is
do
a
they call
verse
that?
now.
What do they call it in comics?
Spider-Verse,
It's like a
Batverse.
one-off or I don't know, it's an alternate universe. I don't know. They call it something
DC calls them Elseworlds, and I think Marvel calls them What Ifs.
What ifs? Yeah, that's it. What ifs? Yeah. So it's okay. I don't mind.
I
Batman
call it
killing
the
a few people.
cinema verse.
Yeah.
Where anything can happen.
The Clooney Batman was just so cringy, though. Bat nipples,
The
close
nipples.
up on the bat butt when he pulls up his pants.
I haven't seen that movie in
So
years. Like
bad.
I don't remember.
How about when they fly off and they stand on the
I remember the
door
Val
of the
Kilmer
rocket
one
like
more
it's-
than
like
I
it's
remember that one.
Air skiing.
There were too many characters, and there's like every movie. They're like, we need more characters. Okay, well,
Bad.
Batman Returns will bring Penguin.
Oh, they
and
bring like
Catwoman
50
in.
bad guys.
But now we need more. We need Robin 2, and then at least 2
And
villains.
Batgirl.
Okay, yeah, and then
Yeah.
now we need Batgirl 2, and what
He's
else?
like a
Yeah,
cousin or something weird.
yeah.
It's Alfred's
Alfred's
niece or something
niece,
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. It's like
And as soon as
what the fuck? I mean, you could
That's
drop in these
so-
characters.
so weird. I know.
I mean,
By
Jim
the way,
Gordon's a character. You
I
can
love
make Robert Gordon.
how
Yeah,
I love how
know.
Alfred is the one that makes all the suits, and so he just knows her dimensions too.
Yeah.
like he's like, I tailored it, but I just made this for you. By the way, I knew your measurements. Here you go. Here's a suit.
I knew you'd
not,
figure out
not
the-
creepy. I'm not creepy
Yeah.
Uncle
Wow.
Alfred at all.
I know you're
While
a
you were
C-cup,
sleeping.
'cause
Yeah,
I go through your underwear drawer where you sleep at night.
I will say when I was a kid and watched the old Batman 66.
Adam West. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam West.
Love those.
I lived for the episodes with Batgirl. I
Oh yeah, that came later
That
too.
was-
That was the
yeah.
later seasons. Yeah, and
Yeah,
they'd
those
show a
were
little
my
bat. You knew it was a Batgirl
favorite.
episode because at the opening credits, she'd cruise by
Yep.
on her little bike. Remember that? And go and Batgirl. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Batgirl's
Yep.
gonna be in this one.
Yep. Oh my God, I so wanted to be Batgirl. Oh,
I like Julie Newmar in her tight Catwoman outfit.
oh
Mm.
yeah, well, she was hot. But
Let's censor that too while we're at it.
Just the scenes where they
right,
where they
she's
would
nothing but
film
pussy.
Oh, Carrie.
Boo.
Ouch.
Sorry, what you're saying, Gek?
those scenes where they film like going up a side of a building.
Oh, I
Crawling
love
up
turn
it.
the camera sideways and they're on
Yeah.
the ground.
And it's pulling on a rope. Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
some
it's so
celebrity of the
obvious.
week pops out.
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis pops out. What are you guys doing? Yeah.
This is the fucking Carol Burnett show. Yeah.
That was terrifying. Don't ever do that again.
Sammy Davis Jr. pops out. What are you guys
Oh.
doing out here? We're just doing our duty. Go ahead. I'll go on with your business. That was a great gag. I love that. Use the same building every time they do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carrie and I had a lot of fun playing the Batman and Robin game at Keith's house. We
Mhm.
played that for hours, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, no, that was fun.
That's a super fun pin. I like
Mhm.
that pin.
Yeah. Although I thought that was I actually wanted to like it more than I actually liked it. Like it's fun, but I liked Guardians of the Galaxy better. And of course, the
Oh.
music mod that he has, I'm like
Yeah.
that helps make it. But I'm like, ultimately, if I had a choice between those two pins, I'd go for Guardians.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would too, for sure.
I don't like
Yeah,
having
I
to
mean-
start the modes on the far right. It's too hard to hit that shot, I think.
Mm.
You remember that? Where it lights up and you got to shoot in the far right.
Yeah.
It's a really hard shot to make. Oh, I lose balls just trying to start a mode.
Just
you
looking
know?
at it.
Yeah, I just look at it wrong. I
Back
lost the
and forth.
ball.
Yeah.
I love the game though. No, I agree. It's fun.
I actually told Wendy about it and talked through like Keith's mod with all the music in it, and she was like, "Oh, we should get one of those." And I was like,
Yeah, don't tempt me.
Yeah.
"You don't know how much they cost."
Yeah.
But
My wife just told me to sell a pin so we could redo our flooring in the house. I was like,
Oh,
what?
no.
Just put that thought away.
Yeah.
Gonna pretend you didn't say that.
That's right. What about those bag handbags she makes? She just needs to start making more of those handbags.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Buy some
some
flooring
more of
that way.
those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Contribute to the cause.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sell pumpkins here. Okay, I'm doing the best I can. Putting in new flooring is very, very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Oh my God! When I got a quote this weekend, I almost fell out of my chair
Oh,
and
shit.
threw up.
Yeah, I just did it just before
Ugh.
COVID started. Yeah, it was pricey.
Oh my God! Yeah.
The
Plus
house
we
looks
want-
great. It's nice.
Yeah, it's great once you do it, but we don't. My wife wants certain thing on porcelain tiles that look like wood, and all that thing. And yeah, it looks great. We have friends that have that. That's why she wants it. I want that too. Well, I want it too, but
I want dogs.
want.
That's why I've
Like
given up on
dogs?
dogs. Yep. I'm like, okay, let's see.
Dogs?
I can have nice flooring or I can have dogs. Yeah, I'm going with the dogs because ultimately my dogs will destroy
Whatever it is.
Whatever
I
it
know.
is.
Well, our
yeah,
animals
so,
destroyed
my-
our floor.
Yep,
Yeah.
my carpet's trash, my hardwood floor is all scratched up, and I'm like, as long as I have dogs, that I'm picking the dogs.
Always.
So our last house, this is going back probably 10 years ago now. There's a website called Slick Deals. I don't know if you guys know about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a community thing where people see deals and they'll post it and links or whatever.
Oh, cool.
And so this one was, it was tile flooring at Lowe's, right? Which is like Home Depot, if you guys don't have.
Oh, so
Lowe's
people
area.
post like stuff that's killer on sale somewhere?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so this one, it was like this tile flooring. I'm like, holy shit. Because my wife and I have been talking about redoing basically like half the flooring in the house, like over 1,000 square feet. And I'm like, that's going to cost so much money, And then I see this deal. I'm like, all right, does this tile look okay? So got the green light and I bought it, but you had to like buy it all online for pickup. It was like you couldn't even go into the store, I think, to do it because it was like an online special. And then, so I don't know, it was a couple pallet loads. It took me like 2 truck loads to bring it home. But it turned out what it was it apparently was a glitch. So they had a price per.
Oh, mistake.
They had a price per single tile, but then a box was 8 of them. And they had the price for a single tile. You could buy the whole box.
Oh, so they
like
flip-flopped the
1/8
price.
of the price.
Oops.
So like 90% off or whatever.
So you got to get for
Jesus.
one.
Damn.
And I didn't really realize that's what it was, but it's kind of like, well, it's their system, their glitch. Okay. So yeah,
Wow.
that saved I don't know, $1,500 or something like that, just in
Damn.
tiles.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They're heavy as hell too. I pick up
Yeah.
a case. They're like, oh, was
Yeah,
there
they
like
had it-
kryptonite in this thing?
Right.
I
Yeah.
need my spinach.
Yeah.
They're
Did you
really
install
heavy.
it yourself, Gak?
No, actually, so it wound up being, so my wife's a school teacher, and so it was a kid that was in her class who's friends with my son.
Who was failing and needed to get a
Yeah.
up in his grade.
Well, his dad owns a flooring company, which I probably could have gotten a decent deal with him, but he wouldn't have been able to do that deal. So I basically just negotiated the labor. I supplied all the materials.
Did you do the demo?
Yeah, actually, so I helped a little bit on the demo, and then sometimes with we have baseboards on the walls, so I personally don't really like the kind of version they'll do where they leave the baseboards. They do all the new flooring up to the baseboard, and then they put these little quarter rounds on the baseboard, and it just kind of looks. I'm actually looking at the floor right here. That's the way they did it on this room. But I didn't want to do
I like the
you have
carpeting. It
carpet right
looks
there.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the carpeting looks
Exactly.
fine.
Yeah. Oh,
Arcade
yes.
carpeting.
The arcade flooring. Yeah, I got here. Yeah.
I want
okay,
to check
sorry.
your games though. They look a little
That's-
frozen.
Yeah.
Arcade tiles.
But yeah, so I pulled all the baseboards in all the rooms that's having the new flooring done, which they didn't do any of that. And then I reinstalled them and repainted them and all that. So, that probably saved another $1,000 there. But yeah, it was a lot of work though. And after he was done, he's like, I think I underbid this one a little bit, but we still did okay. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the installation costs a lot. The material costs a lot. I'll probably be doing the demoing, which is going to be a lot of work. So yeah,
I mean, if you have lots of time, you
Okay.
can do tile flooring as well. It's just a lot of work.
he's tired. I don't want to bother him.
Yeah, I know. I miss him. I wish that
I
he
know.
Yeah, he needs to get back on
maybe,
here.
maybe when we have our Grinkers Love Fest show,
Yeah, he
He'll-
definitely
he'll
should
get
show
time
for
out.
that to
he
talk
needs to
about
show up for
stuff.
that. Yeah,
He was
Talk
in
about his
Slack
first time.
earlier.
We
a
should
little
all
bit.
talk about our first time at
that's right. He
Grinkers.
was.
Or Grinker's
Wow.
You
cherry.
guys mentioned?
Yeah, our Grinkers cherry.
I'll never forget it.
Person, who you
We
guys
Never be
could
the
do
same
a-
again.
We could do around the room,
Yeah,
like first
true.
talk about your first time at Grinkers, like a memory, and then maybe do what's one of your favorite memories. Go around. The room.
I think just about everyone's first drinkers is probably their most vivid. At least it is for me. Like it stands out pretty darn close to the front and center. A lot of memories.
So Jake, you showed up late.
Memories.
Grinkers closed.
Where's that?
Yeah, no, no easing into that. No lube on that one.
No,
Hey, Jake.
I went in
Grinkers
rough.
There you go.
Well, you can't see the past
Like the pillow.
IRC chat. You just joined.
Well, he was listening though, so he
Jake-
heard us
Jake,
talking about it.
Jake joins us on movie night every
And game night.
Oh, game night. Yeah. But yeah, so that's a big bummer. Anyway,
Won't
so
be the
yeah,
same.
But on a happy note, I just saved 15% by switching to Geico.
Yeah.
Ah, my
exactly.
joke. You got it.
can I get my flooring through them?
Yeah.
You need to join Slick Deals.
I
There you
know.
go.
What if you get like you get the materials and then but you're off by a certain amount?
I bought way more than I needed.
Oh, you did? Oh,
And then
wow.
here's the thing, like it only cost me like, I don't know, 120 bucks. And I wound up with like, I don't know, 150 or 200 square foot extra left over.
Wow.
And there's a big garage sale, neighborhood garage sale they do every year. So I put it out there and I put like, I don't know, 50 bucks on it. So I got like half the money back just on that little amount that was left over.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I still kept like 3 or 4 extras in case they cracked or something, but never needed to. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Lewis doing down there?
Right.
Is that
Matchbox?
some sort of toy? No.
Oh, Matchbox.
Ah,
Actually, it's called Anki Drive.
Oh,
hanky panky.
Matchbox is probably
Thank you.
cooler. Yeah.
Matchbox is older. These have a track and they go around and stuff. I've been
Roundy
found-
skin.
Yep,
Oh yeah, they're bigger than the Matchbox or
a
Hot
little
Wheels.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like Scale Electric?
Kind of like a track thing. Again, with the whole, you control them with your iPhone.
Oh,
So,
Oh, all right.
Cool.
So
and
what's that order behind you? Somebody's got the sick the sick
Roadrunner.
sign on it.
Roadrunner.
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 no.
Yeah.
Meep meep.
it's like,
Yeah, you would normally say
Yeah,
not,
but
but
it's
it's
Yeah, because you were playing Marble Madness on that.
No, on.
Oh no,
There's
no,
no
they
ones.
reserve right over there. Okay, got it.
Yeah. I got 2.
That's right. Carrie's been not drinking for too long.
I know, right? Yeah.
You know what's weird is I turned my Robotron on this week. I still haven't like gone in to poke around in there yet to fix the sound issue, but I turned it on this weekend just to check it out, and for some reason like it didn't cut out at all. And I played it for like a few hours.
The arcade
So-
gods liked
so,
you.
So the arcade gods, like, do they repair themselves sometimes when they sit for a little bit?
They have hissy fits every once in a while.
Not for long.
Just like
No, right? It's
Yeah.
gonna go out again. It's gotta.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a heat in the room issue or something that like does something weird. I don't know. It's really bizarre.
Expansion.
Yeah.
Just
there's
watch what you say
expansion and-
around it.
Yeah, I gotta talk nice to it and pet it
Yeah.
and whisper sweet nothings in its ear.
My precious.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I played it for like a couple hours and no issues at all. So it's like yes.
Nice.
Nice.
So hopefully that'll hold
You
for
get a
little
good
while.
score on it?
No, I have not. I have not been able to get up to my record, which is like 500,000. I can't get up to there
Huh.
again. I don't know. It's just like you gotta get into like the Robotron zone, I guess. You know, where you just, you get in that special place. You're not really thinking about it, and you're
You
just
get
going.
the flow going.
And then when you start to realize that you're like pretty far, that's when you start fucking up.
Yeah.
You have to get into that Zen state.
Yeah, it's that Zen
state.
It's a Zen thing where it's like the no mind, where it's like you're just playing without
You're
thinking
in
about
there.
it. But as soon as you realize you're playing really well, you're like, oh fuck, and then you die.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
like
get
that's
greedy,
like with
too.
eyes. It's a conscious thing. Like as soon as you like are focused and like concentrated, and it's a conscious thing. But once you kind of get into that zone where it's just kind of almost autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a fine line, but you know when you're there. Because it's just like, yeah.
And then you
that's
just
why
try
for
to
me, like
stay
I need certain elements
No.
going on. Usually I have like music playing in the background that I enjoy, and you know, because I don't know how long a good game of Robotron lasts, but you know, like
Well, you
couple
can
hours
marathon
in,
it if you're good, but
yeah. So yeah, after you know hours or whatever, you need something else kind of going on. And I don't know. Do you sit or stand when you play, Mox?
stand, always stand.
Okay, and that's how I am too. And so like I'm shifting my weight, but you have to be kind of relaxed, and I need something else going on. So I need music or a beverage or something.
Yeah,
it just helps.
I can drink a few beers, but after a couple beers, I'm not good anymore. You know. How about you, Gino?
Yeah,
Are you
and
any
I'm-
good at that?
Yeah, no, I could break the 500,000, but you know I can't get up into in the millions. But I could break the 500,000. But usually my first game's always the best. You get on there, you play, you haven't played it for a while. Oh, you're rocking. Then
It's
always
amazing
trying to
how
catch
often that
you.
happens.
Yeah.
The good thing for you, Gino, though, is if one goes down, you got like 4 more backups, right?
At least. Yeah.
Here, play this one.
He used to make fun of Orange Whip with that shit, and he's not here anymore. So we got to bug Gino about his Robotron.
Well, I thought specifically Gino had more than a couple, or
He's got a few Robotrons. In fact, I almost walked out with an additional one to give him
I remember
Cax.
that.
That's right. You're gonna upgrade him.
I almost had that thing out. I was like almost ready to load it up, and he's like, "Wait."
That's
Yeah.
fine.
And then I was like, "If I could get away with this, I could walk out with a Trog."
You know, the one thing I always wondered is
Come on, baby.
if there was some kind of virtuoso player
My
out
second
there.
pick.
If there was like a virtuoso player out there, I think it'd be totally possible that someone could pull this off. Think of like a Pac-Man machine on one side and a Miss Pac on the other, because you don't need any buttons. You're playing both games simultaneously, like with your left and right hand. Like somebody do that and
Interesting.
like try to get a record on that. You know, that'd be crazy.
Full of pixels.
Yeah.
Right brain versus left brain.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
The eyeballs trying to.
I know, right?
Be like
I
Marty
wonder if I could
Feldman.
do that. If I could get good enough to do that with 2 eyes machines. Yeah. But who has 2 eyes?
Right,
Well,
But how you
Oh.
Well, and how
I
you gonna
wasn't
fire
trying
it?
for
the
that.
fire button too.
Oh
though,
yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah, fire button.
I don't know.
You got the feet up on the.
Really long
Like
fingers.
spread eagle, just tapping with his toes.
Just really long pinkies. Just ow.
I'm trying to think of what the game was. It's a Tato game. I don't know if it's
A
elevator
Yukon.
action or one of those. Like the button spacing's really wide, and like
Punch Out's got wide between the left and right punch buttons. It's like it's literally like that far apart. It doesn't make any sense. Your fingers are about here and the buttons are like
Yeah, you can't do that. You have to like
it's like boom boom.
do the-
That's why like if you look at
unless you're Andrew
records-
with like
but if you look at records for like Punch Out and stuff, and people submit these scores from like emulation or whatever, it's a hell of a lot easier. You can even program a button to do duck rather than pulling up on the joystick. Like there's all kinds of people, and I agree with them that it's not the same, because you're talking about this kind of spacing and pulling up on a joystick, which is like a button press, and then a knockout button, which is way over here. And that's way different than everything's really close on my fingertip.
Yeah, you watch a lot of them doing with a keyboard too. You know,
Yeah.
doing that
Yeah,
shit,
it's
that
changing the
emulation
dynamic
crap.
of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
I watched somebody online with a keyboard play Assault, the special edition of Assault, whatever the
Assault
what is it?
Plus.
Plus,
Assault
yeah.
Plus.
But they're playing it all with a keyboard, and he goes through the entire game on a single credit. But it's like, yeah,
On
it's
MAME?
kind of on MAME, yeah, with a keyboard. I was like, that's so weird, you know. hard to do, but he
Yeah.
was doing it. Yeah, really bizarre.
It's different.
Yeah, I agree. So, Gino, do you keep all your Robotrons at home, or are they in storage?
No, they're in the garage, the shed, and all that stuff.
I've seen them.
Oh,
I've seen
okay.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few of them.
Yep. Yeah, you should be Robotron guy on Clav.
Yes, there you go.
This way we can have Tron guy in Sacramento and Robotron guy and
Yeah.
my friend Gino, Robotron guy on Clav.
Yes,
I
exactly.
can say that.
Perfect.
Remember Dave from Buffalo with the what was it? The fire escape.
Fire escape.
Oh, I'm the
The
I'm
fire
the guy with
escape guy.
Trons.
Gino found a barn full of Robotrons.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
It's his own house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Gino, hopefully the next time you stop out at Carrie's, we'll be underway with the stencil project now that she's got her new stencils. The hopefully non-fucked up ones.
Yes, fingers crossed. I'm
I know.
anxious to see those.
What was that for the Miss Pac-Man
Yep.
one? Okay.
Yeah, that'll be my Ms.
I'm so
Biscuit.
eager to get that going.
You got the new stencils already?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, they arrived right away.
Okay.
Oh,
They
good.
came. I've had them for a while, so yeah, exactly. They're hopefully ready to go. I have not
Wink,
opened the
wink.
package because I
Oh,
was
so you haven't even checked to see if they all line up right and stuff?
no,
huh?
because I don't want to open up. I don't want to unroll them because then I don't want to have to roll them back up. And I don't have a safe place
Oh,
in my house because did I
true.
mention I have dogs? And
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm envisioning and
Hey.
also
Oh, I can
yeah,
sleep on this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trot, 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 trot. Like, I mean, I could put Kate. in
What's
front of it,
this? I'm
but-
gonna take a dump on it.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
the other
sleep
part
on
is
it.
I think
gonna
everybody
tear
here
it.
knows
Yeah.
that I am horribly clumsy and uncoordinated. And if the dogs don't walk across it, I'll fucking fall on it or drop something on it. I'll be like,
I-
"Whoa!"
You
I-
drop
And
a
then, you know,
salad
and
For the
on it.
record, I said nothing. You brought it up, not me.
Yeah, no, it's so true. It's like I get tired of me. I'm like, but I'll get drop something. I'm like, what? Like I'm so over me. I am so.
Is this
over my
cord
clumsiness.
carry proof?
Oh my god. Yeah. So no, it is
Carry
staying-
retardant?
Yeah.
Resistant?
It is staying
Carry proof.
into the cardboard until it's ready.
You got to
to
put
be-
it up high, like on top of the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Only the cats can get it. Do you have any cats? No.
Nope.
She's smarter than that. Oh, no, I didn't say that.
Oh, fighting words.
The allergies help too.
Well, I don't think we have to
Oh my
worry
God.
about bad weather. I think now when you come out to spray the stencil, you just have to worry about ash falling out of the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh God.
Well, the conditions
Oh,
were
yeah.
actually we
Put
had
the
really
canopy
good
up.
conditions. The
Just
last time I was out there's a little bit of a breeze, but the blue went on great, and we were ready to do the first layer.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
both
not so much.
of the
Yeah.
first sides were fucked. Like the
Oops.
first side, I was like, well, maybe this is a fluke. The second side, oh no,
Mhm.
that's a serious fuck up.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's- you
there's
can't- yeah.
nothing you can get around with a stencil that's torn and flipped around on the
Yeah,
underside.
no.
Yeah.
You just remember the pictures. It was gone.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. I was trying to explain that to Chris.
Yeah.
We had this is an offline conversation, but I was talking to my buddy Chris Rhodes. You guys have met, super restorer, puts me to shame, and he had some stories to tell. I have definitely one I want to share when we're offline, but anyways, yeah. So hopefully this next set goes
Mhm.
without a hitch. I'm excited because I've never done a stencil before, and that cabinet, that's like possibly the best paint job I've ever done. with spraying.
It's beautiful, and I'm excited because I have Ms. Pac-Man crap everywhere. Like I'm standing
And
there
powder
looking at-
coated shit ready to go.
I got the coin door in front of me. I got the monitor with all the Ms. Pac-Man burn on it. I got Pac-Man. Have things that I cleaned off in the spare room. I have Pac-Man crap on the table
You
behind
got
me.
Pac-Man
Like
fever.
I can, yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait to get all this stuff back in the game. Like I'm
If only
so
somebody had made a song about it.
yeah. I've had this mess for a couple months now. I'm like,
Yeah, Carrie's now in the habit of bringing her parts to my place to have powder coated because Doug is so good.
Doug, it's great.
Nice.
I like Doug. I
like Doug.
every time I say I like Doug, I think of Simpsons. But then Andrew's dog he babysat, the German Shepherd. I fucking love that dog.
He's a good
Yeah.
Doug.
Doug
What
is
a
cutie.
great name for a dog, Doug.
It's so
Doug.
perfect.
Doug's the
It was so,
dog.
yeah, it's so perfect for him.
Hey,
So actually,
play
just
with
went-
me. Jump up on you. Play with me.
I just went for a great hike with him actually on Sunday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and his dad too.
Yeah, well,
But there's
if he had to come along.
a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode where Homer becomes Death. I don't know if you've seen that one where he accidentally kills Death and then puts on his robe and becomes Death, and he goes to visit, and I don't know the character's name off the top of my head, but it's this old elderly guy you would recognize in The Simpsons, a character, and Homer shows up and he's like, Phil or whatever, it's your time. He's like, what happened to Doug? And he's like, I'm Death now. He's like, oh, I liked Doug. And then Homer and so I always that's where the quote comes from. But then I think of the German Shepherd all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like Doug.
Yeah. Yeah. Just completely changed that name now.
Yeah, Doug. I like
Yeah,
Doug.
but Doug is also a very good powder coater. And yes, he's a nice guy and did an excellent job.
And the way he fucking fixed his mistake within half an hour or 40 minutes or what, not even. We're at the that was impressive. That was the first time I learned that powder coating, if you've got a smooth finish, you can just powder coat over it, because he didn't even sandblast the old finish off, because he couldn't have. He wouldn't have had the time. So that was something I learned. He just swapped.
Yeah.
Really? Because the videos I've watched, they've always sprayed off the sand, the
original
old shit on it. Yeah.
Original old finishes, but he had mistakenly mixed up the kind of mattish, like not as gloss finish that Carrie had on her coin door, and mine was pure gloss, and he had mixed them up, and so he's like, oh, I'll bring them back, I'll fire up the oven, and then he just did the reverse, and they were done within like half an hour.
Wow.
So he didn't have to blast it off, and it like if you put them, like, I can't tell. It's just amazing. Looks great. But yeah, it was just really funny, because it's one of those moments where it's like we both felt bad, because we brought in like 11 parts. Three of those were Carrie's, and she wanted more of a not so shiny, maybe like a semi-gloss, maybe a satin type finish. And what was it? Blackjack black, I think is what it was.
Mine was blackjack. We actually talked about this last time too. We talked about
we did.
Yeah,
we brought that up.
Yeah, we did.
And he mixed it up, and long story short, he fixed it really quickly. So that's the perk to having a guy that runs his own little business.
Yeah.
And he's close.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Pretty reasonably priced.
Oh.
Really? Yeah. I mean, when I had my
ridiculous.
Gap Plus stuff done, and that was like 6 or 7, let's see, 2 marquee brackets. It was like 7 parts, and it was like $50 or $60, I think, for a small job. And it was done the next day.
That's you taking it in all prepped and everything ready to go?
Taking it in. No, it was me just taking it in as is. It was done the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he sandblasts his own stuff, but he brings it to a shop that charges by the hour. And so I just timed it right. And it's kind of like what happened here. We timed it right where we brought in, and he's like, well, it's a good thing, because tomorrow or whatever, I'm bringing everything in to have sandblasted, because he gets charged by the hour at the shop to do it. And but as soon as the parts are prepped, he will turn it around within like a day or two. This was a rare thing where we waited like a week, because he's so freaking busy now with COVID. Everyone's got projects, and they're just bringing them to him. But yeah, very reasonable. I think we had like 11 or 12 parts this time around that needed to be sandblasted. I brought in my control panel that was just like as is. I didn't do anything. And for the 11 or 12 parts that we brought in, it came to $140, and it was done within a week. Yeah. It was pretty awesome. And he's close. Like when I at the previous place I took all my stuff to, they were very reasonable priced and good, but they ran out of business, and it's tough to find a shop. Like, I don't care what anyone says, it's tough to find a good place that will take on smaller projects, because most of these powder coating shops, especially the big ones, only do commercial stuff, big corporate things, things that are in the thousands of dollars, that are tons of parts. And so if you're just like a walk-in person, it's like a lot of other businesses where they're like, well, here's a minimum and here's the wait time, and it's going to cost this amount of money. So you really have to shop around. It's like looking for a fucking car mechanic.
Yeah.
So once you find someone good, stick with them.
Yeah. I've always
That's
wanted
my-
to try the do-it-yourself powder coat, because Harbor Freight sells the gun and you can get the powder and all that. The problem is the oven. I ain't gonna do it
Yeah.
at the house.
Yeah.
Do it at-
I think people like do it at home. They'll buy like old ovens
Right.
and leave them out, because once you powder coat in an oven, I don't think you ever want to cook food in it again.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything tastes like metal
Yeah.
paint
Yeah.
shit.
Happy
My
Thanksgiving,
casserole
everyone.
tastes like caca.
Well, and then
like coin
there's
door.
things
Tastes like
that can
coin
go
door.
wrong.
Tastes
There's
like
also
coin door. Tastes nickely.
there's also from what I've heard and talked with other shops, there's a lot of things that can go wrong where you get like blistering if it's not perfectly sandblasted, if it's not perfectly everything stripped, and you bake it and it's not and it's like the temperature's off, or you bring it out too early or too late or whatever, you can get blistering in the finish. And so there is a science to it. But yeah, I mean, depending on the part, like, now granted, most of the stuff that all of us want to have powder coated, they're small parts in general.
Right.
You're not talking about like a car or a motorcycle or something giant, but at the same time, like, all that experience, and I know the powders aren't necessarily super cheap either, and so I don't know. I just like I'm spoiled. I love just like dropping the shit off.
Yeah,
like,
how often are you
also-
going to do it if you did it yourself too? Right.
for every project I do here, you know. Yeah. Which
You're not
isn't
gonna
that
buy any
much.
more games. You're done.
Yeah. I'm done after the Big Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your biggest powder coated part would be the red tent, right? I mean,
Yeah. That's what got me hooked on it. Rightfully so, because I got a steal on that. It's $225 for the entire thing, which is all metal parts.
All metal, yeah.
All powder coated. Yeah.
All
like
red.
Everything.
Yeah, it's
Red
the
and
Red
black.
and black.
Mhm.
And black. Yeah.
Don't
That
powder
was
coat those
that was
buttons.
ridiculous. And that was, again, that proves my point though. Like, I sent out about 30 emails, roughish, and I got quotes anywhere from the lowest, which was that $225, all the way up to about $5,000 for the same job.
Jeez.
Same job.
Jesus, that's so crazy.
Did they strip that
So-
too, or you did it?
Oh no, they sandblasted
it?
that
They-
shit.
Ah.
Yeah, all I did was I pounded out the dents with a hammer and dolly set to get everything nice. They sandblasted everything.
You
And
stole
there
that
was-
job.
Oh yeah, it was like 30 parts, and it was done within like a week.
and they're pretty big parts too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like the big frame thing where the control
Yeah.
panel is, and the body.
and they're odd shapes, and they have weird angles and stuff. It's like, I would never want to like sanding that. Oh my god, I'd probably still be working on it.
Dude, don't get me started.
I know. Well, you're the prime example. See, and me and Andrew did this. That was amazing, because we did this restoration simultaneously, and both came out beautifully. And that's documented, hopefully still on Clav, because we did that at the same time. It's like, here you can get great results one way or the other.
Yeah.
You choose your path.
I used to watch Andrew's videos on it when he was doing them with
Wyo.
Wyo, yeah. And I
Yeah.
remember the one where you took the chassis. I was really new to arcade stuff back then. I remember you taking out the chassis for the monitor,
Oh,
and you go, "Here's how you clean it." And you like took out a hose, and you just started spraying it with water. I'm like, "What are you doing? You're gonna wreck it." This is like super like full of old dust.
It was nasty. Those things are
dirt.
shiny. I still actually have my spare monitor sitting on the shelf over here, and it's like pristine. It still looks really pretty.
Yeah, the monitors are nasty. Ugh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, especially the
detract.
back of the tubes.
Yeah,
and-
that's
and
what I'm
the
talking
neck.
about. That's what he's spraying all off.
Yeah.
And I
You just gotta let it dry before you plug it all in.
if I had access to it, I'm that's one of the downfalls to living in the apartment. One of the many is that I can't just spray with a hose. I can take stuff under my sink, but as far as the tubes go, I end up just having to spray and spray and spray with Simple Green and then go through a whole fucking roll of paper
Toilet
towels.
paper, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you don't have a parking
Yeah,
garage.
and I use so much toilet paper.
Yeah.
but until basically I cleaned it until I can't see anything dark on the paper towel, and that is like on each monitor you can spend a whole roll of paper towels. I kid you not, depending on how old it is. But I'll take a chassis, or like I took my power brake and stuff, and I'll take that under the sink, and I'll take the little spray gun, and that'll work just fine. But yeah, and then I'll let that shit air dry for a while. But yeah.
You don't run out on the lawn where they're landscaping when the sprinklers come on. Just kind of like
Yeah.
monitor and all that.
I just leave it out there, and then I just watch like a hockey. Throw water balloons.
You're like, I clean my monitors every Tuesday at 8 a.m. That's when the sprinklers come on.
If anyone touches that shit, I'm gonna kick their ass.
Yeah.
15-minute wash.
Running out there, you stack a row of 8 monitors out there just to get washed with fucking sprinklers. Running out in between sprays, just hitting them with Simple Green. And then
I
run away.
put little stickers that say "Touch here" by the anode cup. Yeah, for the little kids.
Yes, there you go.
Oh my god, these Sanyo monitors, I don't know why, but the two that came out of this punch out, I'll just charge them, and I have to charge them 5 times, because every time I 5 minutes later, boop, there's another pop, boop, there's another. It takes forever for these, it seems like, to discharge, and it's so bizarre to me.
Put your tongue on it.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Watch Craft do that a couple times.
Go be Jar Jar Binks after that one.
Yes, right.
Yeah, Jim, you
Yeah.
should change your channel to the anti patina club.
Yeah.
Say no
Patina's for
patina here.
suckers.
Just
Well,
suckers. We're all about
well, I mean,
pristine here.
None of my restorations are perfect, so yeah, there is that. Yeah.
They aren't.
Yeah.
No,
They're actually
Your
perfect,
eyes
but
are
then he
not.
intentionally makes a little bitty mar somewhere and be like, well, see, it's not.
I'm an artist. Yeah.
Only he knows about it.
Yeah.
Only God.
First, he's
can
got
be
to tell you
perfect.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
well,
see
I
that
can
little
tell you
scratch
all the.
right there on the.
Well, in
on-
my
on
video
the
blogs,
strip?
I've been kind of doing that. I'm like, well, okay,
Yeah.
there's a blemish here and here.
Look
and
at
here,
underneath the cabinet. Look at that. Would you look at that
Yeah.
scratch right there underneath?
Yeah. Nah, I don't know. It's like if I had the space that Carrie or Gak had, or even or Andrew or even you, Mock, where it's separate from my living space, I would probably be way more open to leaving things as is, be more lenient. But being that ever since I've got into this hobby, from day one, the games have been in a living space. When I did Turtles, I was living at my parents' house still. That was right in their family room. When I moved into my first apartment, that's right in my living room. And so it's always been where I'm always at, and there's other furniture and stuff. And so inherently, I feel like it needs to look presentable and nice because it's in this area that I'm living in where it's everything else, furniture, appliances, everything is nice. So I feel obligated, and I haven't really thought about this whole lot until now, but I've always felt obligated to make the stuff look presentable and clean. So yeah. And so I treat it. I kind of treat it like a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
No,
I get it. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, if I had an arcade or if I had another empty or another separate space, that's different. But so I think that's kind of where this kind of comes from. I don't think I would have this necessary. I would still have a monitor OCD. I have no doubt about that.
I was gonna
was just
say,
gonna say
that-
that's not gonna change.
Yeah,
that's
you'd be like,
that will
"Look at
never
that."
change. But that goes back to, for me. It's like, what are the two things you notice the most when you're playing a game? One, it's the picture you're looking at, and two, it's the control panel. Now, the rest of the cabinet, if it's in a dark space, I don't give a shit. And the funny thing is that when I go to we can go back to Grinkers or any other arcade, but when I'm at any other place and it's a dark environment and I just want to play a game, I don't care about the rest of the cabinet except for the control panel and monitor, because those are the things I'm interacting with.
See, that's the part that kills me. You got that nice size, the piano black. When all said and done, it's gonna be stuffed in between the the wall and the games. You're not gonna see it.
Yeah. Well, and my thing is that like I try to make all my games where any one of them could be the end game if they needed to be, because they all interact a little bit differently with each other, mostly because that fucking K4600 monitor and eyes is finicky. But so I like to be able to shift them however I want them to be. And I have now with Punch Out, super tall game, used to be Marble Madness, now it's just Toki. I like to mix them all up because that was my experience in the arcades. It wasn't all the same level of game. This is weird with Arkanoid, Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man and Gap Plus, because they're all midway cabinets. That's gonna change. The only reason that they're like that right now is because of under the circumstances, they play nice together. But once Punch Out's done, that's gonna go between Arkanoid and Miss Pac-Man, and then Gap Plus will go where Marble Madness.
I don't like moving my games. Every time I move it, something fucking breaks.
It's it's funny when Gino and I
I don't
when
want to
Gino and I
touch
did
it if I don't have to.
when Gino and I did our pickup of our joint pickup, where he got the Gravatar and I got the
Okay.
Asteroids Deluxe. The guy we got the games from used to work in an arcade, and he was saying, "Yeah,
You got
that
asteroids?
His boss
That's for
used to
Gak.
say, the games don't mind being on, but they don't like being moved." And it's like, yep, that's
True,
true.
it's very true.
That's a good way to put it. They're made to
They're
be on for hours
temperamental.
and hours, but
Yeah.
they do not like to be moved.
You're gonna move
That's
me?
why
Fuck
the first
you.
thing I do is I put every game on carpet sliders, because it's like, okay, all I got to do is this. Yeah.
Shift.
There-
Yeah.
Less, yeah.
Shifting is fine.
There's
moving
no
is not.
yeah.
I'm too rough with Robotron. If I had on carpet sliders, I'd move it all the way. I'd be playing it. I'd end
Mark's
up in
like,
Play like me.
all right, Robotron,
yeah.
I'm gonna move you now. Pow! He just
playing.
punches
I'd
you.
end up in the bathroom with it. And no carpet
Speaking of which,
sliders
I
here.
need to pee.
Should we just end the show?
So, and I was going to say, it's already
Yeah, we could do
11.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's late.
next time I'm out at Andrews, though, I'm gonna fucking cap the shit out of that Street Fighter monitor, and then
It's
and
playing
then
Tetris.
Lafarge-
You can't really tell, but it's very blue in Tetris.
Well, and then after we get that all dialed into perfection, we're gonna have a little turn. Me and Lethargy are gonna clean house. I miss that dude. Why doesn't he come on anymore?
No,
A lot of people
I haven't
don't
seen him in a
know.
while. He's
He
another one
needs
that
to get on
could be there for the
Actually-
drinkers thing.
Oh my god, he needs to get on a Fightcade too. It's amazing. I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter again
Carrie,
lately
you may have to go to the
competitively.
bathroom.
We
They have a ranking
Yeah.
system. All right,
Yeah, I thought.
P, come back.
And then we'll say
And,
goodbye.
Yeah, you don't need to wait for me, but yeah, I'll
All
be
right.
back.
Well, if we don't see
All
you,
right.
goodbye.
If I don't see you, goodbye.
Well,
All right, I can cue
Bye.
up some tunes. Yeah, oh, no. That was
Are we ending? Are we done? Are we good?
yeah.
All
I
right,
think we're
it's late. Everyone has to work and stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Closing the show out. Do we have any music, Jim? Jim looking?
Well, yeah.
I
Prep it.
apologize for my allergies. I'm getting really bad right now. Is that our closeout music? All right. Thanks for everybody joining us. We'll see you next week. Join us for horror movie night on Saturdays. That's we're gonna watch some classic horror movies, fun stuff, stuff that you might have seen already, but it's still fun to drink beers and chat, and we had a really good time Saturday watching Enter the Dragon. Some people had not seen it before. That was kind of
Yeah.
fun to. It feels like we're
What?
watching. Yeah, because Andrew and I had seen it a million times, so it's like it's kind of fun to watch it with like
it's
Gabby
one of
and,
fucking Bruce Lee's best movies ever.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
they
most
have-
well known by far.
and they really liked it, even though it's a slow.
Plus
70s
John
movies are
Saxon.
slower. yeah. I talked
And
about
Jimmy, what's his name?
from Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm like, oh, that's the dad from Nightmare on Elm Street, and
John Saxon's been in everything.
yeah, he's in the
Everything.
70s,
Yeah.
the 70s, yeah.
And the black guy with the afro, the Jimmy, fuck, he's so good. Such a good martial artist.
Yeah.
God, I can't picture his where he's like, you just came out of a comic book.
There's a scene in Enter the Dragon where the black guy gets pulled over by two cops and they start hassling him and they want to beat him
He
up.
just kicks their ass.
And then I'm drinking beers and I go, well, I see that nothing's ever changed from this nowadays.
he goes right through the dude's baton, just like snaps it right in half. Yeah. And that dude is actually he's a very well known martial, like he's really good,
a real martial arts guy.
Yeah,
John
yeah,
Saxon. They're doing the Born Identity type of editing.
Yeah, well,
like he knows karate.
I like his little fight on the golf course. Yeah.
Yeah,
it is a great movie though.
It's fun. That's a fun movie.
Boards don't hit back. I mean, that's
pairing that with Kentucky Fried
Bolo
Movie.
Young.
That was a lot of fun because it has jokes straight from that. So, but anyway, join us for movie night Saturday night. We start at 7:00. Hit us up on IRC or find us on social medias if you want to join us. We join on Discord, and we're gonna vote on our horror movie this week. So join us and help us decide on what to watch.
Yeah, Gak, join us. No,
Jake joins us. He's in IRC tonight. So does Gabby. So does Necros. Anybody else want to join us? Come
Gak
on
looks
down.
so small. You look so tiny, far away from your camera. Squeaky.
I know. And I loop this thing like a dozen times. It just won't.
It's all squeaky.
It sounds like a scary movie.
I put some steel bearings
Yeah,
on it.
he's ready. Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, you guys. So good night and thank you for
Here
joining
we
us.
go. This is for all you. The best part of this whole song.